blah 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 blah. Hello everybody and welcome to I'll Tell You What TV, where we are usually an F1 podcast and we will be talking Formula 1 tonight as well as a few other things. James has been in a little bit of a panic while he did an iPad update, which is why we're a couple of minutes late getting started, but I think we'll let him off considering the problems I had with my computer a couple of weeks ago. But I hope everybody's well this evening. Those listening and those joining me for a chat tonight.
Aye, I'm alright. How are you, Steve?
I'm not too bad. I'll be alright in a few hours when we've finished.
I'm alright, apart from I've got a lemon cheesecake to eat.
Oh, cheesecake.
A sticky toffee pudding to eat.
Oh, I don't know. I had dinner early today, which means that I thought I'll have dinner early and I won't be hungry on the podcast. I'm fucking hungry.
I've also got half a lemon cake to eat.
Okay, now.
4 double chocolate muffins and 4 blueberry muffins. So, and some fig rolls.
Have you got any garlic bread?
Garlic, but actually, hang on.
I found
I'm gonna,
Go on.
I'm going to start this by saying, I came in other night from work. I think about it last night. I came in other night from work and I bought this big cheap cake from Aldi. And on Thursday I bought it. It were alright, it wasn't too bad. It were a big massive cake that normally in a supermarket you're looking about a tenner. And in Aldi it was £3.99, so straight away I thought this is really good.
Yep.
But I thought I'll have it anyway. So I had it. I had like one generous slice, just less than a quarter. Right?
Half of it.
And after this slice, I thought it's all right, not bad for money, but you know, I wouldn't exactly rush out to go get another. Leaves it a couple of days over the weekend, and it was my birthday on Saturday. Forgets all about it. By Sunday, I thought, I'll check out that cake, see if it's still edible.
Is it green?
And it'd gone a bit dry. A bit dry to a point where it's enjoyable. I won't bother, right? So gets all bin stuff together on Sunday night, all for back door, so that first thing Monday morning I go chuck it in bin. First thing Monday morning, forgets about. I walk straight past it all, say bye to the dog, and I get myself off to work. Come home from
Dog's
work.
having that, isn't he?
Dog, yeah. Yeah, she's no mug. She got straight in there, found the box, pulled the cake out, and it had all been licked and chewed to bits. And there were only about half of it left. I were about to put it in bin, and I thought, you know what, that can be a treat. Because I thought, even though I'm a bit mad because she put crumbs everywhere, it's pretty smart. You know what I mean? So I thought, right, cut it up into loads of tiny pieces and put it in a bowl. It was the size of a bowl. The bowl's massive. It's bigger than a massive bowl.
You know when you were leaving in the morning, was the dog sort of walking with you to the door, sort of like saying goodbye? Because I was thinking it'd be going, go on, fuck off, you've not taken a pinch, go on, fuck off. Because I bet you it was moments after you went that bin was
rip it, yeah, straight in there. But yeah, so I thought, all right, you're getting half a cake, and I'll put it on your bowl. But one of the bad things about Bella is she loves, if there's something big that she can't chew, she'll think, I'll grab that and I'll take it to bed, and I'll save that for later.
I bet she didn't wake up grumpy.
Well, well, no. So what I realise is, if I chop it up, she won't take it because it'll just fall apart. So chops it up into loads of tiny, tiny pieces. It's just like a massive cake on top of all the dog food. She'll probably die of an heart attack or whatever. So yeah, I did that last night. Cut it all up. Woke up first thing this morning. Came in kitchen. All of it's gone. So she's already been out since I've got home from work tonight. She's already been out for 2 poos, and I'm waiting for the next round.
Oh dear. So
yeah, what a start to an F1 podcast.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. Well, it's going to get weirder in a moment. I need to let my co-talkies know about a couple of new things we're going to try this evening. During this evening's podcast, I'm going to try showing a number of videos live on the podcast, which means that for Steve and James, for you guys to be able to see and hear what I'm showing on the podcast, I will send you guys a link to a YouTube video which will be relevant to what I'm showing. It'll be the same thing that I'm showing online, so you'll be able to just click on the link and it will play the video for you. Some of the videos that I play, the viewers won't be able to hear me, Steve and James talking while the video's playing. some of them you will be able to hear us. I will try and let you know which ones are which. The reason for that is some of them have got talking on anyway. That I just want to let that do the talking, so to speak, and we can chat about it afterwards. So we've got a few videos to look at. We are going to be talking about F1 cars that have been released in the last few days. We're going to be looking at a few of those pictures, talking about the cars and stuff like that, and any that come out over the coming days we'll talk about on the next podcast. So we've got some F1 cars to look at, talk about, and stuff like that. A little bit of F1 news, but not a lot. And as you may have noticed from the title of tonight's podcast, which is The Birth of HANDO, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what that is right now, although if you watched last week's podcast you'll have an idea. But we're going to try and do something a little special with that tonight that we haven't really told James about.
But also, I just want to let all viewers know whatever we do tonight is not racist.
Yes, it's not. So yeah, we are going to be doing The Birth of HANDO this evening, and it's nothing to do with childbirth, although it does sound like someone's just squeezing something through something there. Either that or it's James getting into his seat.
No,
It's James squeezing into his seat.
Hey. No, what it is I've just cut a slice of cake, turned round, and Bella's right next to me as it's. Are you going to give me some more?
Alright. Well, to be fair, we can't talk because at our mum's house, she's got a chair that I can't even fit in. And even if I can squeeze into it, I can't stand up.
The chair comes with you.
Yeah. Okay, so...
James, is the heating on?
Yeah, it is.
James is going to have to go and turn the heating off now. You can tell he's not done his chores tonight.
Yeah.
So
Dead meat.
Yeah, that you will be. Okay, guys. So you two are fully prepared to click on links to look at videos for tonight's podcast, then.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Just to let any viewers and listeners know as well, I am trying a few new things on the broadcast software that I'm using. So if any of the videos don't seem to work for you or the volumes are out, just let us know and I'll see what I can do for next time. Or if the videos don't play properly, let me know. Not that I'll be able to do much about it. But if you let me know, then I can try and sort something for next time. Now, I'm going to start off actually. I want something nothing to do with Formula 1 really. What is that noise?
James meant to eat just a cake, not the microphone.
Oh, that was it. Something I was going to mention to you both. I know we haven't told you much about the HANDO thing tonight. Don't worry, we will. All I'll say is, anything you're tempted to say in that kind of way, save it for when we get onto it. Right, so store it up. Okay, anyway, a couple of podcasts ago, I remember we were talking a little bit about people sometimes watching videos on YouTube where... Sorry, folks, about all this noise. I've no idea what James is doing at the moment.
All I'm doing is cutting a slice of cake.
It doesn't sound... That must be one big fucking cake.
Tiny, fucking tiny.
Honestly, it sounds... How can I describe it? It almost sounds like you got two big pieces of foam and you're rubbing them together really hard. Yeah, a few podcasts ago, we were talking a little bit about people watching videos on YouTube, sort of like these beauty videos, like how to apply makeup. And James, you were on about how, like Vicky watches them, and I know people that have made. Honest to God, James, right? When we finish tonight, you're gonna have to listen to this first 5-10 minutes of this podcast.
But I swear I'm not even making any noise. You're laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing about?
That's why I said you have to listen back to the podcast. Because I'm sure our listeners will be able to say you are making quite a lot of noise, but it's alright, it's funny. So anyway, I will get there eventually. So yeah, you know how we're talking about people doing beauty videos and shit like that. Like, would you like to see a guy's version of those type of videos?
Well, if it's funny, yeah.
Well, you'll have to let us know, won't you? So, in a moment, I'm going to show these guys, I'm going to show you at home, a guy's version of a beauty video. So, as long as I can get this to work properly, I'm going to send you to a link, and all you need to do is let me know when you're about to press play. And this is a video, folks, where you won't be able to hear me, Steve and James, talking while the video is on. Okay, so I'm going to send these guys the link. Maybe let me know when you're about to press play, and I shall put it on for the viewers.
Right.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready, Steve.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Press play. How men cut their hair. Beard's got a bit long, few grey hairs. Hair's getting way too long, could have a little bit of a trim, could have it styled. Or I could just use this. That'll do. It'll only take a few minutes. Might sound like a dildo, but it's actually a set of hair clippers. So, let's go. I'm Wolverine. I'm Batman.
Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time.
Hell no. Oh no. I lowered it to do the beard, and I've just done the top. Now it's too short. I'm gonna have to go really short on the top as well. Fuck. Perfect. That'll do. Absolutely spot on. Right. Only took a few minutes. All sorted. Now I can go out.
So, Patchy, how are you doing?
I'm alright. So what did you think of the guy's version of a beauty video? I'm hoping you had the volume on.
Yeah, but you have to remove the word beauty, I think, from
Yeah,
it.
that is true. I only added that in there to what's the word? Not make you think about what it could have been. But the thing is, did you notice the part, right? When I shaved my head, obviously I did that video for fun, right? But when I shaved my head, I'm stood in front of the sink, and I put my bin on the sink with a carrier bag in, so all the hair goes in the carrier bag, right? And the reason that I was ducking down was because it's easier for the recording. But on one of them, you may have not have noticed it, but on one of them, I ducked down, I headbutted the bin. And if you actually watch the video back at some point, you'll realise I ducked down at one point, and then the camera shakes, and you hear it bump. So I headbutted the bin. Now, admittedly,
Dave,
go on.
Sorry, just so you know, Dave, Vicky's just watched it. She was a bit horrified at first, and then the more hair that came off, she was like, oh.
What, more horrified?
Well, at least you don't have to wake up next to it. I'm not saying I do, but I'm just saying.
It's strange, isn't it, how you go from the beginning to the very end of the video, and it takes about 20 years off you.
I still look like shit though. but to be fair, I did the video for fun. Now the thing is, I also did it because I know I know Steve shaved his own head before, and I know James has got short hair, but I don't know if you go to the hairdressers or not. But you both laughed at the patchy bit at the end. But why did you laugh at the patchy bit at the end? Because you know you've fucking done that yourself.
Because every time, yeah, but every time I shave my hair, go on.
My manager went to me, you know, you've got a big patch. I'm like, what? And this isn't my manager. This is like the manager above the manager. And I'm like, oh, what? And then she went, come here. And I literally felt like I were her son. And she was like, come here. Got a pair of scissors out and started doing it to me. I'm like, oh, cheers.
I every time I do my hair, though, I say to Claire afterwards, "Oh, can you just have a look around and see if I've missed any of it anywhere?" And she must spend twice as long as what I already have done, just getting the little bits off.
Yep. Now, admittedly, I thought about doing that bit of the video after I'd already cut it all off, so I had to get a clump of hair, stick it, like, just push it onto the back of my head and see if it'd stay there while I recorded it. It worked, though. I found it funny. And talking about funny, I've got another video to show you. Whether this will be funny or not, I don't know. This, though, should be a video that we'll be able to talk over, so the viewers will be able to hear us on this one. But I have got another video to show you guys, seeing as you liked that one so much, so I'm going to send you the link and I will get ready to show it to our viewers as well when I can get there. Right, okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you can watch the video then.
Okay, mine's playing.
Oh, hang on. I'm not playing yet. It's loading.
James is
Right, it's playing now.
Go on then, you're only a few seconds behind, but you'll be alright.
What's this then?
This was last night. This is the worst shit driving I've ever done in my life.
What do you mean about the worst driving you've ever done, James? You're not driving one of these cars, are you?
I'm in that red one behind. At the point I get right up behind him, I think, oh, I want to be on the racing line here. I don't really want to be offline. So I thought, oh right, brilliant. I go up the inside, the back end steps out, and I'm surprised it didn't end up on my roof. It was just completely fucking awful. I even said to Dave the Art, I bet Dave submitted this. Is it Dave the Art?
I'm not saying anything, you just have to watch to the end of the video.
Right? And I even said to him, I says, I'm so embarrassed. I run the racing league and I do a shite move like that.
He needs banning, he does.
He does, doesn't he? He does, doesn't he? He needs banning. Well, I can't say who it was, but in the style of Steve last week, if you want to ask Dave the ARP if he sent it in, you can do. Thanks, Dave. He sent it me last night. Me and Steve were pissing ourselves up, right? Okay. But I enjoyed doing the little video with it as well, because the music's like, this could be a bit serious. What's this all about? Okay.
Yeah, no, I literally couldn't believe how... Because, well, what we've discovered with them cars and Mercedes-Benzes, when you go to make a move, because it's more of a road car than an actual proper race car,
yeah,
the rear end is so slow to react. So, as you could see there, when I went up against the wall, the back end were like 2 minutes later going, oh, do you want to go over there? And then before you know it, you're trying to counteract because the back end's sliding all the way across the race. Oh, I just couldn't believe how shite that car is. It's the car, not me.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything because one of the things that we did talk about on last week's podcast was whether we could perhaps talk about some highlights that we've had in our racing over the years that we may be able to show on tonight's podcast, and we are going to show a few things tonight. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we remember of those. Anyway, I think it's about time though we do talk something about Formula One, and there have been a few. Well, it's interesting, right? There have been a few car launches.
Is that a car noise, James?
Sorry, no, this is a biscuit for Bella.
Yeah. Yes, there's been some car launches this week. The thing is, though, a lot of F1 teams, they're launching the car, but not necessarily launching liveries. So we'll get onto that in a moment, but we are going to get onto liveries straight away, and we're going to start with the Haas. Now, I will send the pictures to you guys as well, so you can see, exactly what I'm showing on the podcast at the moment. So yeah, we're going to start off with the Haas. I've got a picture of the side of it. Now, excuse me. I must admit, when I first saw this, 3-4 days ago, I just thought, all right, okay.
Do you know what I thought when I saw this? Because I had to design a Haas for one of our concept things.
We'll get onto that in
a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just going to say, all it needs is a touch more red, and it's there.
It needs something done. I mean, I saw it and thought, isn't that the same as last year's car? It's not, because we'll see that as well in a moment. But there was nothing that excited me about the look of this car at all.
There's one positive.
You can't see the halo?
Yep. From that angle, you can't see the halo. If they'd have done the halo white, that'd have been, oh my god, that'd have just stuck out like a sore thumb. Does a sore thumb stick out?
It swells, so it sticks out more than a normal thumb.
Yeah, it goes bright red, and unfortunately, this isn't red enough.
No.
But unfortunately, if I were a potential sponsor, and I'm looking up and down the grid, who do you want to go for? Do you go expensive? Do you go for Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari, but you're going to get good TV coverage? Or do you go a bit more budget? Do you go Special K with the most bland, boring, knobhead driver on the grid, along with Romain Grosjean, who, bless him, he hasn't had some breaks, but at the same time, he's just Mr. Moan, isn't he? Mr. Motivator. That's his new name.
Yep.
I mean, you've got them two. Neither of them do anything to sell anything for sponsors. Yeah. And you can see it by the state of the sponsors on the car. Yeah. Get some more exciting drivers who've got a bit more panache, and maybe you get some more sponsors on your car. All they've got is the Haas logo, Haas company website, and Pirelli. So, I mean...
they have got Richard Mill, whatever it is, who sell watches.
Admittedly, I mean, there may be more on the car when it gets into the test sessions or the races and what have you, but just the general look of the car. I mean, obviously, they're launching the car, really, and not the livery, but I don't really expect the livery on the Haas to change at all, to be honest. But we'll have to wait and see. But what we were saying on our podcast a few weeks ago about the liveries will be shit, from what we're seeing so far, is 100% true.
But as well, we said a few weeks ago about getting to an event where all the cars are revealed. Yeah. Within 5 minutes of each other, a new car's revealed. 5 minutes later, another car's revealed.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a sort of like...
well, it stops Go on.
It's a little bit cheesy. It's a bit like, how big's yours? Because mine's this bit. You know what I mean? It's a bit sort of like... But by doing that, the liveries become a bit more of a competition as well.
Yeah.
Whereas the way that we're releasing them now are just digital bollocks.
Yeah. And not only that, I mean, we'll get onto the Red Bull in a little while, but for me, if you're launching the car, launch the car with the livery on it that's going to be your livery for the season. And if you're not wanting to put that livery on because of other reasons we'll get into a bit, then launch them all at the same time. But yeah, so I mean, I've showed a picture of the front of the horse. I mean, it's very dark. It doesn't like the soul of desire. Let's put it that way.
I've just improved it.
What have you written on there? Honda, Hando.
No, Hando.
Hando Haas.
Hando Haas. Now I have got a picture comparing the 2017 Haas and the 2018 Haas. So we can have a look and see the comparison between the two. Now, admittedly, it does look better than last year's car. I will say that, but only because they've got rid of that awful grey and put white instead.
I can see though that. No, I'm not going to say it yet. When we review another car later on, there's a comment I want to mention, but it's just too bland.
I want to mention a comment. It's shite.
Yeah,
it is.
That's along
boring,
the lines of...
boring shite.
Yep. Now, Steve mentioned that he designed a livery on the Haas, so let's compare Haas's actual car to the design that Steve made. Now, I jokingly said at the time that I thought Steve's car looked better than last year's car, and it did. And actually, looking at this comparison, it probably still does. They've kind of taken your design as the writing on the side, though, haven't they, Steve?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
I think you should have copyrighted that, Steve.
Yeah. I can't believe they used the same letters.
Yeah. They used the same artist as well.
We've got the same amount of sponsors as well.
At least I included a bit of grey. Where's their grey gone? It's just fucked up completely.
That is true. Okay, Haas, shit. I think we all agree on that one.
Let's give it a score. And I'll keep track of the scores. So for a Haas...
Out of 10, I'd probably say 2.
All right, well, put it this way. Each car's got the possibility of getting 30... plus a bonus if anyone's watching and puts it in the comments. Bonus score. So at the moment, James, you're saying how many?
Out of 10, I'd say 2.
So you're saying 2, Dave?
I wouldn't be as harsh as a 2. I'd say 4.
Okay, I'm giving it a 2. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got 8 out of 30 so far, but it might increase.
I doubt it.
Depends on anybody wanting to add anything higher to that.
Okay,
so yeah,
let's move on because I can't really look at that car anymore. It looks fucking awful. So the Red Bull. This is an interesting one for me because I like the look of this car, but this is not the look of the car. The livery on this car is made in a way so that other teams find it difficult to photograph this car and work out what the actual shape of it is and the little features and designs of their car. So Red Bull have gone down the route of, yes, we're launching our car but not our livery. We're going to put our camouflage on it so people can't see it properly. Now the thing is,
where is it?
What, the car? You twat. I actually do like the look of this car, the livery on this car. I just know that's not what it's going to be.
But as well, they've gone with that sort of matte finish sort of look.
Yeah.
But what would make this pop even more is where it's the rest of it's all blotchy, but then they've tried to make like the Red Bull logo a bit blotchy, the text a bit blotchy. If the text of Red Bull and the logo was bold, solid, but it was chrome with the matte blue finish, it'd just pop out and it just looks shit up. Now,
but that's the thing, they don't want it to pop out, do they?
No,
because it shows the shape.
For me though, because they've got the sponsors and the branding in white on a dark background, it does pop for me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And the sponsorships on this just stand out. Now, I would be more than happy to see that on an F1 grid.
Yeah.
Okay, if they decided they wanted to go and stick a yellow nose cone on it, so be it. But if that was what they released, I'd be quite happy with that. It's just going to be potentially disappointing. What they end up releasing isn't going to be as good as that.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it.
If
If the camouflage is there, so that other teams can't find it easy to copy what they've already done or look into it, whatever, well then, why don't they use that throughout the whole season? Because it's going to change throughout the season.
Well, I've got. So go on.
Sorry, like we even said earlier on, we said this a few weeks ago. If all the teams had to release everything that they produce in order to keep the field close, so that somebody down at the back of the field, say a Haas, could look at the design of a Red Bull and go, "Oh, we can copy it because we've got the design here." If that was the case, they wouldn't have to go and think, "Oh no, we won't have these fancy liveries on."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could put these kind of liveries on because the information is going to be released anyway.
Yeah, just seen Dave's message on the YouTube chat. Is reference to the video of James's crash. It says Karma hit anyway because he broke his hand after he sent me the video footage of that, James. And also Dave has given
broke his hand.
Yeah, he's broke his hand. He broke his hand after he sent me the video. Also, Dave has given the Haas a score of 3.
Is that a 3 or -3?
3. I'm going to show another picture of the Red Bull here because I agree with what both of you have been saying, right? About if that is the livery that was going to be racing this season, I'd be okay with that because it's different. But what I want to point out is you mentioned James about the blotchy parts of the livery, like the difference of light blue to the dark blue and the blotchiness of the writing. Right, they have been very, very clever with that blue blotching, because if you look at the picture that I'm about to send you guys, it's of when the Red Bull was going round Silverstone, I think, in the wet
for the shakedown.
For the shakedown, yeah. Right, I'll send that you now. Send you that now. Right. If you look at the area of the car between where it says Red Bull and Aston Martin, there's a lot of blotchiness there.
Yeah.
Now, if you're taking a picture with a camera, or even if you actually look close up, they've positioned those blotches specifically to make it difficult for a camera to pick that up clearly. So they're trying to stop other teams' spies from getting their information, which I can kind of understand them doing, but I mean, like I say, I'd be happy if that livery was on the grid, but I know it won't be. If what they bring, the thing is, they've done it for the last, well, I can't remember about the last few years, but a few times they've done it where their car launch livery has been better than their actual season livery, which is a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, that full black and white screw your eyes up one from a couple of years ago, that were absolutely shit hot. Now, if they'd have done that, I mean, I can understand why sponsors wouldn't want that, because you wouldn't be able to focus on the sponsors. But something like this, where they've got that dark camouflage and the white popping out, sponsors are going to jump all over that.
Yeah, that's the thing. The other thing with this as well, it does highlight the sponsors. So with a quick look, it's Red Bull, it's Aston Martin, sponsored by Tag Heuer and Esso. You know exactly what it is. The difficulty with some of these pictures is it's not easy to see sort of the finer details of the car. I mean, if you look at this picture actually where the halo, the leg of the halo is, it's very deep, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I'm sort of warming a little bit to the halo.
No!
But it just looks like a fucking wishbone, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Flip-flop.
I've got a comparison of the 2017 Red Bull and the 2018 Red Bull for us to have a look at. I'll send this to you. Obviously, the 2017 images have got the actual livery on it. I mean, I tried having a bit of a look at some of these earlier, but I've been very busy today, to try and spot any major differences in the cars. And obviously the shark fins are banned for this season. There is a small fin on the engine cover, but nowhere near as big. But it doesn't look like, from an outside perspective, that there's been any massive changes to the looks of the cars.
No, I think that the main area that Red Bull have focused on is if you look at the top image there of last year's car, the support structure just above the what's it called? The side pod.
Yeah.
You can see the crash structure is actually sticking out a little bit. Just it's like a little bump sticking out just after where the barge board is. It's just in front of the barge board on that top image. Whereas if you look at the bottom image, this is it because of that camouflage. You can't really tell.
Yeah.
But I've seen it on a few images. That support structure is now underneath the airbox, whereas on the top image it's above the airbox. So support structure is a bit lower. And I think what they're just trying to do is, I think you can see, especially if you look at the very bottom right-hand image, and then you look across to the right-hand side of the car if you were sat in it, that they've got like these side wings just above the side pods.
Yeah.
I think that they're trying to sort of copy what Ferrari had going on with their side pods last year.
Yeah, quite possibly they did copy
just from a bit of a glance, but that's the only massive difference I can see.
One difference that I think I've spotted, and may be more apparent on one of the other pictures we'll see in a little while, is the cars seem to have got very, very skinny at the back end. Now, you used to have the side pods that would go quite far back and then the car would tuck in quite nicely. Whereas now, it's like you've got the opening of the side pod and then the top edges of the side pods is already leaning in and then it's coming in very tight, very early at the back, towards the back of the car. So, I mean, if you look at the Red Bull, for example, like kind of the point I'm making is, if you look at the Red Bull, there's four of them on the screen, bottom right corner, right? Okay, you see where it says Aston Martin on the side of the car. So you've got that whole side panel, right, from tip and nose cone all the way up to where it says Aston Martin. If you follow that line back, there isn't actually a lot of side pod there before you're at the back. Before you're at the back end of the car, which is the same width basically as the cockpit area. So it is only a very, very small side pod area.
Oh yeah, compared to, I mean, I've got a few models of 110 scale models of McLarens, and God, the size of the air pods on the crash structure for the 2010 McLaren's huge. And you look at these and you're like, where the fuck's it all going?
Yeah.
Where, like, the air intakes, they say, oh, like, these engines, especially with turbo, need a lot of air. And then you just look at them and think, where is all the air going? Can't hardly see any internal bits. The one car which I can see a lot of internal air ducts is the Sauber, but we'll get onto that in a bit, I think.
That we will. Okay, I think we need some suspended scores on this car then, James and Steve, because it's not going to look like this when the season starts.
Well, for me, if it stays like this, it's a 10.
Because it's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't go 10, I'd go 8.
I would say if the Red Bull logo and the text were in chrome, I'd give it a 10. But right now, it's looking about a 7.
7? Ooh.
So, the Red Bull then scores, what, 20...
25, is it? So that's not a bad score.
25. Now the interesting thing will be when they release what their livery will actually look like, whether they score less. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one then, and that's the Williams. And you know what? I've only got the one picture, and I've only really got one comment, and that is, I don't fucking like it. I don't like it at all. It looks fucking shite.
Yeah, but it's not even a real car. That's a digital image. That's not the car. That's a digital render. You know, like
Are you
that
sure?
Sean,
Because I've seen this on a video rotating.
Yeah, but you know, like that Sean Bull does designs for cars, and they look real. This is it. This is what they're doing. They're just doing a digital render.
Well,
And
I haven't seen the video footage. I know that people can do that because I've done it myself, just not to their level. But whether it's real or not, it looks awful to me.
the only thing that's redeeming about this for me.
Don't say it's the halo's white.
No. Well, I was going to say that. The area where the halo is, because the black running along the bottom sweeps up at that point, it doesn't make the halo look weird. Whereas when you've got colour all the way through...
So he is making it about the halo.
I think the area of white, if I were a sponsor, I wouldn't be happy. Because you're taking away all my advertising space.
Not if you can have advertising on the black.
But clearly they've decided we're not having any advertising on black.
I mean, it's another team that they've put all the black there to try and hide the shape of their car in those areas. So it might not be like that when they launch their car, but I don't know. As soon as I saw this, I just thought, I don't like how the white looks on the shape of the car towards the rear end. I don't like that curvature. And don't get me wrong, I like that it's somewhat different, but because it's white and black, it needs to be, that black needs to be a different colour.
Do you know, if you had thought, okay, Williams are going to be having Martini livery again, you could have predicted it was going to be this. But because, in my mind, they've got the black on there as well and they've reduced the white, it's kind of like, well, that's just made it even worse, in my opinion. So it's like, oh, it's just as what I was expecting it to be, but worse.
I don't know. It just, for me, well, we just knew it what it was going to be. And the only thing that's different about what we expect it to be is the amount of black on the bottom of the car. But I've got to say, Williams, no offence, because I wouldn't mind a job, but no offence, you need to do better.
You're not getting a job now.
But, I mean, if that black bit at the bottom was the same colour as the Martini stripes...
Yeah, I don't understand why not. Why not do it like white and red? You've already got red in there. And when the Martini team... Well, when they go to like somewhere like Bahrain or Abu Dhabi, they're not allowed to have the Martini logo. So why not have a bit of red along the bottom? Yeah. Because then at least you're associating it with Martini and you can get away with it.
And like I said, I've only got the one picture of this car because once I'd seen it, I thought, you know what, I don't think I can bear to
look at it anymore.
I'm ready to give my score on this one.
Go on then, Dave, give us your score.
3. I score this
James?
lower than the Haas.
3.
James scores it higher than the Haas.
No, I score it the same as the Haas. In fact, no, sod it, I'm going to score it lower than the Haas.
Oh, the first one.
That's a 7.
Who have they got driving? Sorokin and Stroll?
Yeah.
And I just watched a video before we went live about somebody going, oh, Williams going to catapult themselves up the grid. Sorry, we're not with them two fucking idiots.
But Kubica's supposed to be having a few FP1 sessions now.
That's just to appease the fans, that. They don't. If they really wanted him, he'd have been in race seat.
Yeah. So is Dave the Arp saying that gets a 2?
I'm not looking at the.
Or was that for the Red Bull?
Just
Let me have a
realised
look.
that I need to. I've not sorted out the Sauber's picture, so I'll just.
Okay, I'll have a look through it because I think what Dave the Harper said is a 6. A 6 for the Red Bull. Then his next number is come up with a 2, so that'll be for the Williams. Okay.
Yeah, so I think I need to remove the Williams picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with a picture of the Sauber. So if it's out of focus, folks, you have to bear with me a moment.
We do have Drew here as well, and if anyone else is listening, if you want to give us a number out of 10, what you would vote on some of these car liveries, then that'd be great.
Please put a number and what car you're on about, so that we know which one.
Okay, the Sauber. You know what? As much as I didn't like the Williams, I kind of like this. For as far as Saubers go, okay, it could have been better. It does look a bit Williams, but I actually kind of like it. This I prefer because at least you've got some white and then you've got a nice big red bit.
Yeah, but the red bit there is basically to say we've got to have a red bit here because we're Ferrari and that's where the Ferrari bit's going.
Yeah. I just wish there'd have been a bit more. I mean, they could have. Oh, it's so bland. Why is the white just so bland?
Yeah.
Could you have gone? I mean, it's as bland as Marcus Ericsson.
Yeah, that is true.
The red bit is the best bit about it. It's that chrome red.
Yeah.
And
This is why I don't get
how many times have I said about chrome colours?
If you look at the past years when Alfa Romeo have been in Formula 1, okay, one year they did have a car that was primarily green, but that was mainly because it was sponsored by Benetton. They've been mainly red, and that was when Ferrari were red as well. So maybe there's so much they're not, maybe they can only have a certain amount of proportion of the car red, but they should have done more red.
Personally, no team should be able to dictate over another team what colour they're. If a team comes into Formula 1 and says, you know what, we want a red car, there should be absolutely fuck all Ferrari can do about any other team having a red car. At the end of the day, it's a paint.
But
I know, but it comes from years ago, though.
We all know Ferrari would have dictated what the livery is going to be. There's no way on earth it's going to have an Alpha badge, and Ferrari are not going to be able to go, this is what we want, and if you don't do it, you're not having our engine.
Yeah.
No, but what they should have done, in my opinion, is made everything from the front perspective red. So if someone looks in the mirrors and they go, shit, I've got a Ferrari behind me. Not, okay, it's white, it's either a Williams or it's, I don't know, Ericsson or whatever his fucking name is. So you just go, oh yeah, I'm not going to move out of the way. You don't get worried at all, do you?
Yeah.
But you hear the stories about when Michael Schumacher used to come up behind someone because it's a red car. People go, oh, it's a red car, it's Michael Schumacher. I'm going to have to watch what I'm doing, or basically he's going to overtake me in a minute. And it's the fear of the red car.
Well, you mentioned
and they could have done that.
You mentioned about the look of the front. I mean, I've got to admit, this just makes it look like an F1 car with a pair of underpants being dried on the top of it.
Pair of your underpants.
Big holes in it, yeah.
That's the first Halo that I've seen that's got like some sort of weird aero device on the top of it.
Yeah, they got because they can put fairing on it, and they've done it. I mean, I think the Red Bull has a bit, but from what I've seen so far, either many teams haven't done a lot, or it's very small bits of, like on the back edges of like that, the pillar on the back edge, they've been able to put a bit of fairing on that. But looking at that, it does look quite chunky. I don't like the look of the Halo in that view. But again, like Steve said, I mean, if you're looking in your mirror, you're going to be questioning, is it Williams or is it Sauber? Yeah. Rather than, oh, that's Sauber.
Not very distinct.
No, it's not. I've got another picture of the Haas. Oh, it's basically the same picture, but without the drivers there. I mean,
in terms of the actual car though, not the livery, it looks a hell of a lot more sophisticated than previous Saubers.
yes, but if you look at the tip of the nose, that kind of says to me we're not doing much in the way of bodywork.
Yeah, the tip of the nose is quite worrying. It reminds me of the 2015, 2014 Sauber, the yellow and blue one that looked like a fucking IKEA advert.
Yeah.
But especially around the side pods, you can't really see from this image, but it's like as if they've split the side pods into two separate side pods, so that one lot of air goes to cool down the turbo, and then the other part goes to cool down the power unit. So if they're doing something smart there, it's good. I just don't want to see Sauber at the back of the grid.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm really wanting to see what this Charles Leclerc or Chocolate Leclerc, whatever his name is, I really want to see what he can do. And the fact that they've put him in front of Ericsson tells me he's the number one driver, and Ericsson's a little batty boy.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Okay, let's have some numbers from you then for the Sauber.
Just for that red, I'll give it a 4. If it didn't have that red, it'd be down near the 2 area.
Okay, Dave.
I was to admit my first thought was 4, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Well, I'd say it's halfway there with the red, but the white lets it down so much. I'll have to go with a 4 as well. But what's surprising is, reading up on the comments, Drew and Dave both agree that it's an 8.
Bloody hell. They've probably been drinking.
Yeah.
What I would say is, if they'd have carried that red from the back of the car all the way down the top of the car, down the nose, it looks so much better.
Just like a big
horse.
arrow. If you looked at it from above, it looked like a big red arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But why are we not working for these?
Because we swear live on air. Okay, now got one more car to have a look at and have a chat about, and you know what? I'm close to a 10 on this one. I've not looked at it in great detail. It was only released a few hours ago, but I've got to say, I fucking like it.
I do.
Right.
Sticks out like a wasp.
From the front, yeah, 10 out of 10. I'd have to agree with you. From every other angle, it's meh.
Yeah, it is a bit plain from the other angles. I mean, the image I've got, it does look a little bit luminous.
From the front, if you saw that in your mirrors, there's no mistaking what team that is.
Yeah.
It's like, like driving with a wasp in your car. It's scary, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most frightening things on earth. If you saw that in your mirrors, you'd think, fucking hell, Carlos Sainz is a bit of a nutcase when it comes to, I'm going to try and overtake you, and you might take some of your wheels away you. And Hulkenberg, he's my lad, so...
He's probably said, I want people to know that I'm coming. I want people to see me. So that's probably why they've gone with like this neon yellow.
Yeah, but I think it's brilliant. I just wish, like I say, a little bit more yellow as to the side, maybe the end plates and stuff like that. But there's still time for them to change it. I'm pretty sure we've seen liveries be revealed and then they've been tweaked, a bit like the Force India last year.
That was a bit more than tweaked, but yeah. I mean, I'm showing the picture of the side of the Renault, and I mean, it is a complete contrast. Now, it is possible that Renault have gone as dark as they have on the rest of the car to try and hide a bit of it, like Red Bull have. I would like to see a bit more colour there, but at the same time, it's not the worst car I've ever seen. But what I will say is, yes, it's bright yellow on the front, but it is still bland. It is only 2 colours. That's it. There's no...
I know that if I were a sponsor, that's the best one we've seen so far.
For clarity of letting people know you sponsors are. Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Okay.
if we're going to go numbers with this, I'll probably say
not yet, not just yet.
Oh,
I just want to show a comparison to last year's car. So you can have a look at what last year's car was like. Pictures courtesy of Sky Sports. So yeah, you can see what last year's car was like. And admittedly,
so the rear is very similar in a way, really.
Yeah. Very similar, but this is a picture that, because of the colour of the car and the shadowing that's on this car, you can really see the curvature that's on the back end of the car. Like, you know, I was mentioning about the side pods. Have a look at the side pod difference on this.
Yeah, you can definitely see, especially around the Renault logo on the top one.
Yeah.
And the RCI, there's a lot, but it's it's a bit more sheeny black.
Yeah, but also
whereas
underneath
the one above's a bit more matte, and I like that sheen.
Yeah, but if you also look underneath the Renault logo on the side pod of the bottom one, you'll see that either looks or is much deeper in underneath.
It looks like as if it's pushing the air around the side pod and then trying to force it upwards towards the rear wing, whereas the previous year's car looks like air's going to be forced around the side pod and then be sucked to the floor.
Yep.
The top one, last year's car, looks like it was designed by two different people. Someone designed the front half and someone designed the rear half.
Yeah.
The bottom one looks like it's been designed all by the same person, and it does work. But I think I'd prefer to see a little bit more of the yellow.
But I think this is a really, really big year for Renault, because they've got to try and somehow beat Red Bull, which is a task in itself, and also somehow beat McLaren.
Yeah.
And you couldn't ask for better competition. And at least they've got a really good yardstick, because if they want to win a world title, the first compares are them two. If they can beat them two, then they know they're in pound seat for maybe next year.
That is true. Okay then, scores for this car.
We'll start with one of you two.
7.
7. Okay, Dave.
7.
I like it more than the Red Bull, so I'm going to have to go 9.
I'm going to go 8.
Well, okay. The front half of the car gets a 9. The back half of the car, I'm not putting a score on.
You're forgetting about it.
Yeah.
See, I would give the front a 10, but I'm going to reduce the back, see, or the side view, I should say.
Yeah.
So that unfortunately affects the score there.
Yeah.
So that gives this car, I believe that's 24. And I'll have a look for people's comments on YouTube to see what they feel about it.
Well, while you're doing that, I was going to say, have either of you guys seen the McLaren teaser video about their car launch?
Yes, and I've seen quite a few of them because they're doing a countdown. But are you on about the one that came out yesterday that had a lot of orange in it?
Yeah.
The one with the caretaker?
Yeah.
Security guard, yeah.
Yeah, they could have got a better actor. He looked like he were on an advert for Pound Stretcher.
I thought he was in an advert for Duracell batteries and torches.
Yeah, he was sort of like really shocked at everything. There were no sort of he had the facial expressions of a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Admittedly though, at the end, I don't know, I did have a little bit of hair standing up on the back of my neck.
Was that because you forgot to trim it?
Cheeky bastard. I did actually, to be fair, I did actually go over, I did cut my hair today just to make sure everything was in order. But no, I don't know, there's just something about that video that said if they bring out a car and it's not papaya, then there's no point doing the pictures that the videos that they are doing.
No, yeah. It definitely will be, won't it?
Yeah, it's got to be. It has got to be.
Also, I will touch on the full 4 episodes of that McLaren documentary, which I got a bit disappointed with. Very fascinating, but just too little of it.
You wanted more?
I wanted a full season's worth of people getting pissed off with Hando's work.
Right. I haven't. I still haven't watched it yet. You know what? I'll try and watch it tonight or tomorrow. Because I do want to watch it.
Just to let you know, the first episode is about 40 minutes long, so it made me go, oh, well, that's not too bad. And then literally episodes 2, 3, and 4 were like 25 minutes. I'm like, what?
All right.
Yeah, I watched the second episode and thought, well, where's the second part of this second episode?
It's like, I don't understand why they were making it.
Yeah. Well, once I've watched it, we can perhaps have a proper, more in-depth
Very,
chat
very,
about
very
it.
fascinating, though. I just wish it had been a full season's documentary. It'd been amazing.
Well, Steve was saying when you watched the Guy Martin documentary that he did with Williams.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about that? That's why I mentioned it.
Nope. I can't remember what I said.
Fucking hell, he's gone all Kimmy on us. I don't know. Well, that's it for F1 car launches of pictures that I've got for this week. So, for anyone that hasn't seen what I'm about to show, you'll be able to see it now. You know how I like my sort of what are they called? I can't even think of the bloody word now. Things that play with your eyes. So, like I did the squares that was
Optical illusion.
Optical illusions. That's the one. Well, Steve sent me one the other day, and it absolutely did my head in. So I've decided I'm going to show it. So I'm going to show it on the podcast. In a moment. I'm going to send a link as well to you guys in our chat so you can both have a look at it. But I must admit, this is an absolutely brilliant optical illusion. Posted by the Mother of All Nerds on Facebook. And a video that I must admit I enjoyed watching.
I wonder if James has seen it before.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I was making sure that I'd send it to you both. Because if James hasn't seen it, it'd be interesting to get his thoughts on it. He's gone all quiet.
No, sorry, you talking to me?
You're talking to me?
Talking to me? What am I looking at?
An optical illusion.
Oh,
I've sent
here
you a
we
link.
go.
Yep.
Right,
See if you can see the top
see
of
a
someone on the beach.
Oh, brilliant. Here we go. It's loading.
It's zooming into the topless
It's
one.
loading. Let's tap to unmute. God, when was this made? Yeah, it's the same image over and over and over, isn't it? It's like a computer, yeah. Yeah, nah, it's alright, that. It's not messing with my head, I just know what it's doing. It's alright, that.
He's got no
Keep
sense.
go-
Got no
keep
sense
going.
of humour tonight. The weird thing, I could sit there and watch that for ages.
Waiting
You're
for it to
so
actually get to the bottom.
hoping there's a naked lady on the beach. If I look away, I'm gonna miss it.
But
Yeah.
it is clever though, because even though it's the same image over and over again, it is very clever the way that it's been done.
Oh yeah, it's just blending.
That is a good one.
Okay, so optical illusion out of the way. What should we do now, guys? I mean, I know that you both have sent. You do realise you're going to regret.
It sounds like
that.
he's on the loop.
Right. Well, seeing as you've set yourself up for that now, James. Right. Okay. We're going to have to go down the route of it's time for the birth of Honda. Okay.
Honda?
You mean
Hondo?
Honda?
I mean Hando.
Hondo.
Honda.
Right. Okay.
Honda.
So.
Everybody loves a good Honda.
Now, before we get into this properly, I do need to let James know that me and Steve have written a little bit of a story. And we are going to regarding a specific situation. Okay, which means we've got a little bit of a script, but
I can't read, don't you?
yeah, but it's how can I put it? It's not really it is a script as such. I mean, me and Steve have got lines that we know we want to say. So we do have a sort of script, but we can ad-lib it as well. So we don't have to stick strictly to the script. However, just to make things a little bit interesting, James, you're going to have to play 2 characters, and me and Steve will play 1 character each. You are the impersonator anyway. That's the wrong word, isn't it?
It sounds like impersonator.
I'm the impersonator.
So you've got 2 characters to play. Now, to make it even more interesting, I am going to send the script to Steve and to James. However, the script that is going to get sent to James is going to have bits missing. Because we want it to be a surprise for James.
I thought you were going to say because you wanted me to make shit up.
No, well, you can. You can make shit up, you can make up whatever you like. Now, admittedly...
This engine is so powerful.
Now, admittedly, the lines that we have written for you, we are going to need you to do, but if you want to add to it, you can. Okay?
Amazing.
Now, what I will say is there's 1 character that you'll play, which is yourself, the Japanese version of yourself, and for part of the script, I haven't written you in as that character, but you can ad-lib that. You can do or say anything you like in your own character during that time, okay? The other person you're going to be playing is going to be, his name is Francois Pangril, okay? On the script, his name's Frenchie, to make it easy for you. So wherever it says Frenchie on the script, that's going to be your line,
Imagining
James.
myself with a stripy white t-shirt, beret, baguette.
I thought you said it wasn't racist.
And a little handlebar moustache.
Right. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send.
Is Mr. Frenchie from Renault?
No.
Ugh.
What I'll do is I'll send you the script, James. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Your version of it. I'll send that to you. You can read the first bit. It's an introduction that I'll say when we're getting going, and that'll give you a little bit of an idea before I say it of what we're going to be doing. Okay. Now, on the script where it says your name is James, that's Japanesey James. Where it says Frenchie, then that's Francois Pangril. So
I can't do French, you know.
You don't have to do French. You can do any voice you want. It doesn't.
Not Japanese.
Yeah, just not Japanese, because that'll get really confusing. Okay, so I will send this to you now, and then I will send Steve's script to him. I'm going to need a moment just to get myself ready before.
Who are you 2 playing? Are you being Hando's handyman?
We are Steve and Dave. We're Japanese. So we are.
Remember, viewers, this is not racist.
No, it is not intended to be. That is for certain. Okay, James, I've sent your script to you on Facebook. So hopefully you'll be able to see that. So have a quick look.
Hell, how long have you been writing this? Jesus.
Ages. So just have a quick look at the intro, and that'll give you an idea of what we're going to be doing now. Like I said, parts of it are missing for you. Obviously you'll see that me and Steve are going to be saying some things. You're going to have no idea what they'll be. So I'll send Steve his script. Now, for any of the listeners that are thinking, "Oh, fucking hell, this is boring," hopefully it won't be.
So let me just get this right. Whenever it says James, is that Japanese?
Yep.
Or is that And then whenever it says friendship,
Yep.
that's another accent.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Okay, now, like I said, the lines that I've written for you, we kind of need you to say, but if you want to add anything at any point, you can, okay? We may also as well. So it's kind of like we have got a script, but we can ad-lib it. But if you accidentally steal Steve's lines without even knowing what Steve's lines are, he might not be very happy with you. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay.
Have you got the image up?
Not yet, because I'm waiting until I'm ready to properly get going on this. I think I need something as well to get me voice into character.
Egg fried rice?
Egg fried rice.
Oh.
Wax on, wax off.
What?
Oh.
What is the definition of shitting yourself? Because if standing up, having a shit with no gloves on, is shitting yourself, then that is what happened to me yesterday. Okay.
Where?
Was that your Japanese or was that your French?
Sometimes I wake up grumpy. And sometimes I leave her to sleep.
It's all grumpy.
The one that made me laugh was when James said, when everything coming at you, you're in the one lane. I did like that. Okay. Time then, I believe, for the birth of HANDO. The HANDO engine suppliers are hard at work in their shanty garage in preparation for the upcoming racing season. While the Toro Rosso team manager Francois Pangril is searching for a new engine for his car. Having been told by Don Rennis to call the magnificent HANDO engine suppliers, he has realised it is his only hope.
Oh, fuck. Oh, in the galaxy far, far away, we make engines in a very own special way.
I can't screw in this boat with these top sticks.
Try using the G-force.
Me, I can do that.
What the fuck is that? Oh, fuck, the phone ringing.
Answer me.
Answer the phone.
Answer the fucking phone.
Hello?
Answer the fucking phone, will you?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Error.
Hello? You're... Hello?
I'm phoning to place an order for an engine.
Ah, you are engine department. I'll put you on conference call.
Hello?
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 We don't do arrow. We do engine.
We're shut the fuck up. I want to order an engine.
Who you?
What?
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Francois Pangril.
Let me Google that fucking name.
That's my line.
Let's go back a bit. I'm Francois Pangril.
Let me Google that fucking name. Oh, you're French toast. Hello, French toast.
What do you want order? You got a menu.
I want a very best engine you have that could destroy everyone, including North Korea.
Oh, you want engine? We have lots of engine. All can destroy everyone. We have a big firecracker. We have big bang boom. We also have Grumpy. She's very fast. When you wake her up, she's so fast she fly off the handle.
No! I want a fucking F1 engine.
Then we have our speciality, a GP2 engine. You want our GP2 engine?
No?
What you want?
I want fucking F1 engine.
F1? Let me look. You're crazy. F1 is veggie spring roll.
You want battery? You want big battery or small battery? Or rechargeable battery? Or no battery at all? It says wait. It looks like battery, but no battery very fast.
Hang on. Let me just call my engineer department. Hello? What kind of batteries we need? Okay. Helmet? Is that you? Oh, okay. We want big fucking batteries. Big ones. So we can charge the car.
That's what she said.
She like battery too, yeah?
She like very big battery.
Very big, but she need lots of battery. We have special deal. You buy one, you get 2 free. Trust me, you need free ones. You just ignore the Renault logo on it.
You sound like a Yorkshire man.
You sound like fucking Yoda. Yeah, you get free batteries.
So, it needs fucking batteries.
Yeah,
Free batteries are engines.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How many meter your race?
How many what?
How many meter your race?
Meter?
Yeah, you crazy baguette. You know how long your race? How many meter? 1 or 2 or 100 meter?
There's 3 practice sessions, 3 qualifying sessions, and then the race.
We're gonna be rich. You need lots of engines. That's 7 fucking engines.
Yeah, 7 engines should do all 20 races.
What the fuck? 20 races? You're gonna need a bigger boat for all these engines.
Yeah. 1 engine needs to do 4 races.
Oh, I see. Dead people. I love that film. But yeah, our engine do that. We change all the inside for each race. And the outside just to make sure. I write all this on paper.
Great. Hang on a second. Helmet? Helmet? I speak with the guys from HANDO. They say we upset Renault so much that they do us good deal on engines. They be super quick. We buy? We buy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What you want?
Can I have the paper?
Yeah, what you want?
Can I have the paper?
What pepper? You don't need pepper. You got engines. Lots of engines. Still better than paper.
Engine, very special. You save lots of tire wear too. You take tire from one race into the next race.
It's very important we finish the race in first.
No problem. I guarantee you'll finish race first. You'll be fastest to finish.
Of course I want them delivered, you fucking...
You just jumped about
What?
10 sentences of script. Go back.
No, shit. When will they be ready?
Grumpy, always ready to go.
You want delivery or collection? Delivery costs £1.50 and you'll get free bottle of Coke and stress balls. Oh, and calendar. But it fucking won't. It's from 2011.
Of course I want them delivered. You fucking idiot.
I like fucking idiots. They always giggly.
Okay, your order taken. That will be with you in 3 years.
3 fucking years?
Yeah, but you'll get early delivery special one too. The Dawn Rennie special. It guaranteed to win. We give it you and we win. When you start up the engine next week, you come here. We show you engine. Bring the big boat.
As soon as I put down this phone, as soon as I put this phone down, after I work out this sentence,
You become Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah, I'm very closely related with him. That engine be better ready, yeah?
Okay, Toasty. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Fuck. We better learn how to make engine without fire. And join us next time for when the HANDO engineers are gathered together for a secret engine test where they'll fire the engine up.
Fire being the key word.
Well, you know what? For
I don't know where my accent was. I was just doing about. It were like German, Russian, French, Austrian, and a little bit of Japanese. It's because I were hearing you do Japanese. My accent was just going, I don't know what I'm saying.
every time you
It sounded like
I couldn't
Yoda.
do it. Well, you also there was bits that sounded a bit like Gru.
Yeah, I wanted to do Helmet, but he just looks weird, and I can't think of his accent.
Oh dear. I enjoyed it. You did very well there, James. You did very well.
Apart from where I went in from to the next line.
Yeah, he did go, but you want delivery. I've not actually told you about delivery yet, but yeah, it's cool. Now we will get to fire the engine up this evening. But before we do, I think we need to take a moment so we can have a look at one or maybe two of the videos that we've got. That gives us a bit of time, because bear in mind, when we fire the engine up, there is no script. We have an engine, but no script.
Are we firing engine up tonight, or is that next week?
No, we'll fire the engine up tonight. It's a secret HANDO engineers test without help, without French toast.
Okay.
But we'll do that.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll do that a little later. Okay, now we did talk a little bit last week about races that we've done.
Yeah.
A little bits of highlights from races and stuff that we've done. So, would either of you like to volunteer yourselves for one of your videos?
Well, before we see any of my videos, I just want to put a disclaimer out there and say I'm not responsible for anything you see of me. No, I'm joking. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't find all the footage I was looking for. So whatever footage Dave has come up with of me, it's Dave's fault, not mine.
Well, to be honest, I have only got the one video clip of Steve. Should we
It's not a good one.
Should we have a look at that? Should we have a look at that first, James?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Right. Okay. Let me get. Now, when this video is playing, this is a video that, while it's playing, viewers won't be able to hear me, Steve, or James talking, because on the video clip there is somebody doing, at the time, live commentary. So I'm going to let that play. So I'll send Steve and James a link, and if they let me know when you're ready to press play, and then I can put it on the podcast.
Yep.
Okay, so I have sent that to the two of you.
Oh, I remember rightly, Dave the ARP had a good bird's eye view of this one, or front seat.
He may well have done. So let me know when you're ready to play, and I shall pop it on for the view.
Right, I'm
when
ready.
James is.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
And still wide goes Dave, and Jamie James is going to try and go the long way round. Please don't go in the gravel again, my man. And he doesn't. He learns from his error like earlier on. Whether it was a squeeze, whether it was an error, we're not sure. But he's now going to try and go the long way round. Dave the Harp is not interested in giving it up very easily, and that's allowing Front Row Racing GP to get involved. Dave the Harp, though, has just not got the grip. He's not got the speed, and through goes Jamie James and Front Row Racing GP through the middle. And is he going to take them both? Oh, humongous shunt! Enormous accident! Jamie James and Front Row Racing GP coming to grief down at Maggers and Beckett's. That is an enormous accident, and somehow both drivers can continue from that one. Adding it up very easily, and that's allowing Front Row Racing GP to get involved. Dave the Harp, though, has just not got the grip. He's not got the speed, and through goes Jamie James and Front Row Racing GP through the middle. And is he going to take them both? Oh, humongous shunt! Enormous accident!
So, would you like to tell us about that one then, Steve?
To be fair, the other driver is a twat, so well done.
What, the one in the red car? That's not very nice.
No, well, he is for stitching me up this afternoon. But yeah, the other driver that was involved there.
Just that particular year, around there, I was so fast, and I was really looking forward to that race. And I actually made a video of me making about 8 or 9 overtakes during my race. And even with that incident, I think I still got a reasonable result. I wasn't podium, but I was quite happy with where I finished after that incident. But I think I might have got a penalty for that incident as well, which may have knocked me back down again. I can't remember. But no, I had a great setup and really enjoyed racing around there. And I'd already overtaken a couple of cars into Maggots and Beckett, so I was quite confident of it. But I think I just got a little bit too much understeer and caught the other car. But the whole race for me was memorable, not just for that incident.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, just bombing around that old turn 1, you just had like 10 times more grip, didn't you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that race. And I'm disappointed I've not got the whole footage, because I'd love to watch that whole race back.
I think it's just an absolute shame that game is just so shite. Just watching it back, just watching the cars wobble all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be so good to watch back with, like, well, not even today's F1 game, but if it was using Project Cars engine, to watch that back would be so shit hot.
Well, they're saying that with Project Cars 1, the amount of times we had cars drifting the wrong way.
Driving sideways, yeah.
Yeah. Right, I've got another video to send you. Now, this one isn't of Steve, and while this one's playing, if we talk, the viewers will be able to hear us, so we can talk over this one. So if you let me know when you're ready to play, and I shall play it for the viewers.
Oh, yeah, this is the infamous Monza, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I seem to remember driving underneath here at this point.
Well, I'm ready to hit play when James is.
Yeah, so whenever you are.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, obviously, the camera angle is a bit dodgy because we're recording on a phone on the TV on PS3 days, but Monza, not a great start. We was massively disadvantaged on this game, all going well until kaboom! Upside down.
I'm airborne.
Yeah.
I think one of them Ferraris might have been to blame. And look who it is. It's the same one that Steve were in an incident with.
It's not. It's a different.
No, in P4. Then
in P4.
That's his teammate.
Yeah. In P4, it is the same person that Steve was involved in. It
wasn't. Oh, they're there, yeah.
It wasn't the one on. It wasn't P4's fault though. Actually, it was. I think it was P2's turned into P1 on the left, and that then basically pivoted both of them across the track and collected me in 4th place. So not a lot I could do about that one, but I still went on to finish 2nd or 1st or something like that. So can't complain in the end.
And what was it you said when you went flying up in the air?
I'm airborne. I might be saying that in a bit in Japanese as well.
But also, what we've noticed from watching that back the other day, because you were quite astonished that you got away without any damage, but when we watched it back, you actually did have a bit of end plate missing.
Yeah, I did have.
But at the time, you didn't realise.
Yep, that is very, very true, because it didn't show up, did it, on the damage report,
No.
I don't think. But we did spot that there was a little bit of end plate missing. I talked last week about my overtake at Spain. I've got that I'm going to show. I know I'm showing a couple of mine at the moment. That's because when I put James's on, they last quite a while. I'm going to show the overtake that I did at Spain, and we can talk over this one as well. So I'll send you guys a link to that. So there you go, and we can reminisce about this one. So let me know when you're ready to hit play. I mean, the thing is, we did play an old F1 game the other. So bad, it was so bad. Perfectly, and game was.
Hang on 1 minute. Oh yeah, I know the one. Right. So I've got it at the beginning. You tell me when.
I'm ready whenever. Just count us in.
3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're at Spain. We're in the last few laps of the race. I pitted recently, I think, for a final fast stint up behind my teammate, and then I say,
I'm not going to come past you here once.
I'll you here.
Down the start finish.
A bit brave, perhaps, to say that, but we talked a little bit last week about if you're behind two guys fighting, you kind of got to wait and be patient and spot an opportunity rather than just, oh, quarters up, let's see if we can overtake them both.
It was a class move, though. I remember commentating on it and just going, if he's going to have to make the move, it's going to have to be now, and you didn't disappoint.
Yeah, that is true. Even looking back, I'm surprised I was able to actually make the move work, but it must have just been the fresh tyres giving me the benefit in the corner.
I think as well with this F1 game there, I mean, they're under braking, it's just so fucking close.
Is this the bit where when you get round this turn 3, your teammates start shouting at you?
Yeah. What it is, I've looked in the rear view mirror and it was one of those situations where it's like, okay, it's on that side, I need to turn that way, and got it wrong. But yeah, I mean, to be fair though, it was one of those overtakes where if the three of us didn't give room, disaster.
I mean, the one thing looking back at that, can we replay that again?
Yeah.
You can play as many times as you want.
You can. I can replay it. It will start from the start again.
So yeah, tell me when you're ready.
Well, it's already going.
Alright. So yeah, I mean, the one thing for me is, and you can't really tell until you get on a really, really long straight. And when you get on a really, really long straight, it's the moments where you're going alongside. You can see Temp Fierce car, and it's going backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. And in my head, my concentration's going, because I'm like, if he's another metre forward, this moving on.
Yeah.
If he's a metre back, this moves on. So in terms of my own judgment, it's hard when the connection is so shocking on Codemasters games, where you can't have a 100% definition of where the car is at the side of you.
It's interesting you say that, because when it shows it again on the podcast, there's a second part of the replay to it. As I come out of the final corner, I have a little wiggle. That wiggle is in reaction to what his car does, or it doesn't show that bit. But then down the back, down the start-finish straight, the only reason I pulled out as soon as I did was because his car was jumping forwards and backwards. If it wasn't, I'd have slipstreamed him more, and the pass probably would have been easier.
Be easier, yeah.
But still, a good overtake.
Oh, a brilliant, absolutely brilliant move, and still leaving room on the exit. It's just spectacular. To say that you're near the end of the race and the tyres are probably giving up. Whereas a move like that's a lot easier with fresh tyres.
Yep.
But it's just like I say, if you can race that good with a game that's that flawed, how much better can you drive when you've got a 100% guarantee of where the driver next to you is on the track?
That is true. Right, I've just sent you guys another link to the next video. Now I must admit, when I watched this back, it surprised me because it wasn't how I remember it. But this again, we can talk over this one. So let me know when you're ready to play.
Yeah, so I believe
I'm ready when you are.
I believe this is me in front of you, Dave, holding you up around a wet Monaco. But it's a fun. Oh right. So yeah, whenever you're ready. When are you ready?
I'm never ready. I'm just always angry. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
So yeah, you are behind me at the start, but admittedly not for long. But I've got to say, the opening part of this lap, brilliant from the both of us. To be honest, I'll let you talk.
Oh yeah. I mean, to give each other room round here, it is just, especially when it's wet as well. I just can't imagine us doing it again without touching each other.
Oh,
Oh,
So yeah, there's me in the red Ferrari, just got in front of Dave, and I'm gonna spend the next few laps just pissing him off.
yeah, Dave's muted what he said at this point, which is, I can't believe that fucking cop's got in front of me.
not at all. Not at all. Now, the video is of the opening few laps, so it is going to keep going.
But what I can see straight away, because I only watched this a few weeks ago on my lunch break, but your brakes are just like as if you're in the dry, and I'm braking early thinking, maybe that's it, maybe I just didn't have the experience of driving in the wet. And the confidence on the brakes, because when you're braking, you're able to brake like 5 meters later than me.
You need to put a bit more front wing on than one.
No, because I'm pretty sure I always run really ridiculously high wing compared to a lot of drivers, and it's just because I can feel what the frig's going on with the car.
I just want to point out, just gone round turn 1 there. On that lap, I was so close to hitting you. And what happened there, I realised I was stronger on the brakes into turn 1, which meant that then told me if the opportunity comes, I know I'm stronger in turn 1. But it's a case of, is the opportunity going to come?
When I run wide.
I
seem to remember nearly needing a new pair of underpants at that point when I was just sliding towards the wall.
Yeah, you've probably not seen what Dave did at that corner later on in the race.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
But in a straight line, pretty much just a little bit pulling away, but under brakes, just absolutely nothing. But to say that I'm driving very, very defensively, we're not exactly losing out a heap of time to the leaders. They're only about 2 seconds in front.
Yeah.
And to say at the end of the race we were the only 2 drivers not to have damage on his car.
Yeah. And finishing 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember when I was behind you at this point, I knew I had more pace, but in these conditions there's not a lot I could do about it other than apply pressure and see what happens. And to be fair, you're coping with it well. And the thing is, when you're defensive driving around Monaco, it's so easy to end up in the barrier, and you haven't.
Yeah. But I think the thing for me is, and this has always been the way I am, the easier the track, the harder I find it. The harder the track, the easier I find it. I just don't understand why. Yeah. But it's like it's like as if my brain wants like a mental fucking challenge. Because at this point now, we're down at the Lowe's hairpin and we're catching P3 now.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, this is what F1 2015. So graphically, in the wet recording at that time, the graphics was awful. So in reality, what we were seeing was better than what we're able to see right now. But I mean, the conditions were bad in this race. But I mean, even now, you opened up such a big gap down the straight, but then through the braking, as you say, I'm able to close the gap up. And that was the interesting thing about it over the course of the first few laps, that this is one of those phases where it's like, okay, where am I stronger, where are you stronger, and working out what I'm going to be able to do, if anything, at any point.
But at this point, you're really, really close, and I think it's that lag there is where I'm like thinking, where's the car? I don't want to drive into it. Yeah, just awful.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that this was the race, or it may have been this race, it might have been the one after. I'm pretty sure it was this race, where, was this Stocky's first race in the World Championship?
Yeah,
because if it was, it would have been this one, where I should have been in 3rd place. because I had Stocky behind me, 45 seconds behind me. And then with about 3 laps to go, it's not 45 seconds behind me anymore. It's like 5 seconds in front of me. And it's like, well, I've not pitted, I've not crashed, I've not spun, and he's in front of me. How the hell has that happened? And there was some sort of glitch with him having lag, and with the game, it just put him in front of me.
Yeah.
Obviously, on his screen he always was.
Nearly at the wall there.
Yeah, lots of understeer there, Dave. Yeah. But yeah, running through this chicane's quite nice, and this is probably my favourite corner at the back. I fucking love it. Just sling it in and just open it, don't touch the wall.
Yeah. It's one of those, when you get it right, it is phenomenal. When you get it wrong, oh, it's awful. It's evil.
Yeah. But these final couple of corners were really, really struggling. I think this is where you're gaining tons over me. There, look, the rear end's just stepping all over the fucking place. And now, here we go. This is the move. Takes 2 to tango, and it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Now, I thought I'd gone round the outside of you here, but because of what I'd learnt on that earlier lap, it's like I knew I could trust the brakes into turn 1, but what happens now? A little nudge, it's like, you bastard, you got past. And away we go. But I mean,
it's because I knew at that point. I knew there's no chance. There's no way of beating him now. Whereas I knew that was probably the only race of beating you. Because overall, I think throughout that season, at the beginning of the season, I was really, really strong, and then the tail end of the season, I was just. I think I had a really good race at USA, and I believe Steve were commentating on it.
Yeah.
And I believe it was with a certain chap called Mr. Overdijking. And I seem to remember messaging him after the race saying, that was fantastic wheel to wheel, brilliant race. And all I got were negativity, where you held me up, I could have been on the podium, no. And straight away, my brain just went, pretty much what's just happened to that. I just felt like, oh, brilliant. So it's not a cracking community, really. And so I think that's from now setting up my own racing league. The community element of it, of everybody getting on, is a major factor. I'm just so happy that on my lunch breaks I can look at the community chat and everybody's getting on with each other.
Yeah. Well, talking about people getting on with each other, should we watch James's crash again from earlier?
Have you? Why have we not? Unless you have, why have we not got James's attempted overtake on you at Suzuka?
I didn't have the time to do it.
Oh.
I didn't have the time to do it.
If you could have found it, it were hilarious.
I spent
literally. I think you just got past me after. Is it Degner 1 and 2?
I can't. Or the only bit of it I can remember is you dive bombing me.
Do you remember Danny Kvyat when he were in the Red Bull before he got sacked, and he were at Suzuka, and he went and onto the grass and flipped it and smashed it to shit. Basically, I did that, only rather than hitting the wall and flipping it and smashing it to shit, I hit Dave at the hairpin, and then once he were sideways off into the gravel, I just drove off. I just remember watching his footage back going, the fucking bastards took me out and now he's not even letting me through. Classic. Amazing.
In my defence, I've been doing all these videos and pictures stuff for about 7 hours today, so I didn't have time to do Suzuka, and I thought I'd be kind and wouldn't embarrass you especially with Dave sending us that footage. But let me see. Was there any?
There's some good driving somewhere from there.
There is. Now I'm going to get onto your bits of footage actually. Okay, there is some good bits of footage. Remember that. Now I'm going to show one of James. I'm going to show some of James's videos, but on these ones, the viewers won't be able to hear us when we talk, because again, these have got at the time live commentary on it. So I will send a link to Steve and James, so that they can watch what will be shown to the viewers and the listeners, and then we can get their comments after they've seen it for the benefit of the viewers. So if you let me know when you're ready to
This is satisfying. This is probably the most satisfying win. It looks, at the end of the video, it looks a bit dodgy, this win.
Yeah.
But
Oh, is this Mr. Davey?
Yep.
this is Mr. Davey, and if you know Mr. Davey, this is justice. Anyway.
I'm ready to hit play when you are.
Okay.
Hang on, it's loading. Right. But this is probably the best last lap I've ever done. But just to let you know before we press play, what is not caught on camera is about 10 seconds beforehand, I came round on the penultimate lap, came round a corner, just clipped a curb, and the car spat itself into the barrier. I was then having a drive with my wheel up and down gears, with the wheel at a full 90-degree angle in order to go straight. So turning right was a double because I only had to move it a little bit and it was doing
typical
right
racing
lock.
driver's got his excuses.
Left. I am not kidding you. Left. It was like a bag of shite. And luckily with this race circuit, there's a lot more right-handers than there is left. So I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Is this Snetterton, is it?
It is, yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
Enjoy, folks. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Something has happened up front because Richie Davey is all over the back of James Hulkenberg. Come on! I love a good end to a race.
Well, it could end good. It could also end very, very bad. Now, we saw a couple of laps ago, Hulkenberg gave Richie a little bit of a nudge. Could we see the same return as we head into the last lap of the race? Hulkenberg leading. Richie Davey with his straight line speed. He's going to have a look up the inside. Hulkenberg's...
He's done him!
He's conceded the position. Richie Davey now leads. And he's pulling away.
Oh, that's... Ooh, nearly took him all the way on the edge of the hairpin there.
It's not over. They're side by side. Hulkenberg slightly ahead, but we've got a left-hand corner coming up. And Hulkenberg's messed it up a little bit. Richie Davey's now on the inside. And he's ahead again.
This is fantastic to watch. Richie Davey has been brilliant for me in this race. Absolutely brilliant. Top driver.
You've gone and cursed him now. We've only about half a lap to go. Hulkenberg taking a wider entry by the looks of it into Oggies. Is he going to go for a switchback? Richie Davey covers it off, goes defensive early. He's had a big wiggle on the exit. Through Williams, now we're going to be onto the long Bentley straight, and Hulkenberg is close, but Richie Davey's got straight line speed. And there is now only about 4 corners to go.
I can't help but think that there's issues there for James Hulkenberg.
Richie's gone deep! Richie's gone deep! That's going to give Hulkenberg a chance. Side by side around the bottom hole. This is not going to be very, very nice. Hulkenberg on the inside is ahead slightly, but Richie's going to hang it all the way around the outside if he can. He might be too far back. Hulkenberg goes defensive, side by side to the last corner, and off they go. They're both off.
Oh, that's just unfortunate end.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Brilliant lap's worth of racing.
It was, but Hulkenberg is crossing the line to take the victory.
Shocking. Oh, we're back live now. Shocking, James. Shocking.
There was a corner there, James.
No, yeah, seriously. If I might try and find this on board if he's still got a YouTube channel going. When you watch his on board, he turns into me. But on that off board, it looks like I've just driven him off the circuit. But yeah, he turns into me like as if my car's not there. But I've purposefully placed it on the inside so that it's he's
you
got
can
to go
drive
around
him
me.
off the track. Yeah, you've got a long way to go.
It looks like I've driven him off the track, right? But
Yeah, it
swear
does.
to God, if you watch his on board, he turns into me and we just both go straight on. And at that point, I thought, oh well, tough shit. But I've got to say I had massive damage to the engine and the steering.
Yeah.
To win, I was jumping up and down. I was like, yes. But yeah, that's where I got the name Shunt.
Yep. That it is. I don't know.
But, what a season that one.
I've got one thing to say to that.
Yeah. What's that?
Just a sound effect. Should we have a look at another video of James's?
Go on then.
Okay. Now we've seen James do a bit of decent driving around Monaco. We've heard about his dodgy driving around Suzuka. We've seen his dodgy driving around Snetterton. So, are we going to see good driving or dodgy driving on this next video, James?
It depends what it is. Oh, this is the first ever race I did with Project Cars, and I've got to say, Dave the Art did give me a setup, but that were it. He just gave me a setup, and I had about an hour before the race started, and he was still about a second quicker than me. And
What circuit's this at?
this is the race in where the fuck is it now?
Is it Bruno?
Yeah, the
They
race
check-
in MotoGP.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
turn one is fucking brilliant because it's like the parabolica, only
Not as
after
tight.
yeah, and you can carry so much speed, and there's so many different lines you can take around it. And I mean, the lad who I end up overtaking, his tyres are about 4 laps older than mine. I literally just, no offence, in this video, this is probably my best ever overtake. Let's just get it ready if it's loading now on mine.
That's James hoping that it is that video.
And not the one where there's somebody on the roof.
Now this
let
video.
me know when you're ready.
Okay, now this video again, it's got live commentary on it, so you won't be able to hear us. We'll just let the video play. So enjoy. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Something has happened up front because Richie Davey is all over the back of James Hulkenberg.
Hang on, I put the wrong one on.
Which one do we put on?
Well, we're live on the podcast again.
Yeah.
I think I've sent you guys the right video. Just bear with me a second.
I'll rewind it.
Yeah, I'm back at the beginning. Right. Steve, if you haven't seen this, this is fucking brilliant, mate. I remember doing it, and then after the race, I fuck, I hope they caught that on camera.
Okay, let me just check if it is the right one this time.
Tell you what, we've got a nice little battle.
Okay, it is the right one this time, so let's get ready in 3, 2, 1, enjoy.
Tell you what, we've got a nice little battle of getting ready to bubble up now. 4th place and 5th place with Lee Elmo McElroy being caught a little bit by Hesselden. Oh, and Elmo is into the pits. Now, here's something to think about. You may want to keep an eye on Hesselden because in last week's Project Cars Sundays race, he tried getting into the pits and spun it twice. So he may have the same problem here. So you might want to keep an eye on him as we're definitely into a bit of a pit stop window now. But Duofin currently sitting in 2nd place, going long on his tyres, and we know from our F1 racers he can go long. But Hulkenberg's pitted and he's right behind him. So Hulkenberg's fresher tyres are benefiting him hugely at the moment. Hesselden now up to 4th place. And Jason comfortably sitting in pits 5th. He has pitted, which surprised me a bit because he's usually very good on his tyres as well. But maybe he's topped up his fuel a little bit.
Dave's on the pits. Dave the Harp's on the pits.
So race leader in the pits then. So he's done 6 laps on his tyres, yeah. Now is Duofin going to follow him in from 2nd place? He'll see that he's being caught hand over fist by Hulkenberg in 3rd place at the moment. Now, will James have been able to benefit on the leader Dave at all? That is something we'll have to keep a quick eye on. Is Duo going for the pits? No, he's not. They're going to keep going, and Dave the Harp is already out and into turn 1 with a lapped car right behind him. As Duofin and Hulkenberg now coming to turn 1, and Hulkenberg going around the outside. What a move! All the way around, a long way around the outside of turn 1. That's a benefit of the grip of the tyres there. He's going to be boasting about that one on Sunday, I can tell you now.
And we're back live.
That's not the benefit of the big fleshy thighs, that's the benefit of the bigger balls. Oh, what a move that is.
To be fair, that is a good overtake, that one. Tyres or not, it's a good overtake, that. Because even going round the outside of someone who maybe has got slightly worn tyres, there's a big risk that they're just going to understeer into you.
I was expecting to understeer into me, or me to be on marbles and just fly off into the gravel.
But I mean, that's one of those that you think, I'm going for it, I'm going to do it, don't hit me, and then when you come out the corner, you're like, nah, that was a fucking overtake.
Yeah, exactly. I really couldn't believe it when I'd done it. I was like, fucking hell, as if I did that.
Well, we've seen the bad, we've seen the good, we've seen the bad, the ugly, yeah, we've seen the good again. I think it's now time to show all of the above, but all in one race. Now, I am going to play another video. Now, this video is quite a long one. It's about 7-8 minutes long. So it is going to be on for a little while. To be honest, I could have made it 45 minutes long because the race that was in it, the race was mental. It was an absolutely mental race to try and commentate on. And
you were on your own, I think, commentating, weren't you?
I was, yeah. And I can't imagine what it was like from a driver's perspective, but I'm sure we can get James's perspective after the race. Go on.
Imagine having a bath, but with no water. I was sweating like a pig. And this was before I put weight on, so God, if I did it now, I'd probably be... Oh, and to win it on the final lap as well, from the almost pretty much dead last.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking race this was.
For a moment, I thought you said you was going to say you were sweating like mad before the race even started. But you said before you put weight on.
I probably was.
But anyway.
Because I was behind Hesselden, who is out in front the majority of the race. I was behind him in the championship and I needed to beat him in order to have a shout at the title.
I don't need to show the video now, you've told everyone what it is.
But, fucking hell, this is a right race. I've got it ready whenever you will.
Okay, again folks, you won't be able to hear us, but you will hear live commentary from the race, so let's enjoy the good, the bad and the ugly, and the good again. From James in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Excuse me, Casely, he's under attack, he's down to 4th place. Hesselden's had a great start. Hulkenberg's gone deep, nearly taking everybody with him. Woolhouse is up to 2nd place, out of absolutely nowhere. Hulkenberg's down to 3rd, Richie Davies up to 4th, Andy Russell's into 5th, Dave the Harp 6th. Where's Casely dropped down to? 7th place for Casely. Oh, and James Hulkenberg's off. He's into the gravel. Where's he going to be returning? It's going to be behind Casely. So Hulkenberg now down to 8th place. He needs to... Oh, he's pushing. He needs to control himself. He needs to gather his thoughts. If he pushes too hard to try and get back in this to beat Hesselden, he could end up out of the race. But for Casely and Hulkenberg, absolutely shocking starts to the race. Dave the Harp making a move. Beautifully done on Andy Russell. Richie Davey though, oh, we've got a car going wide, massively wide. Richie Davey, he's managed to sneak up into 2nd place. Woolhouse now down to 3rd. Dave the Harp up to 4th with Andy Russell 5th. Neotig 6th and James Hulkenberg 7th. Duo Finn 8th, Jason 9th and Casely it was that we saw going massively wide. He's gone down to 10th. I told you, you can very easily go from the front down to the back, and Hulkenberg making a move on Neotig. Beautifully done into the Mickey Mouse section. Okay, Richie Davey opening up a gap. Woolhouse is under attack though from Dave the Harp, right behind him. But Woolhouse has had a good exit out of the final corner. That car's got some straight line speed, suggesting he may struggle in the corners. So when we get down to turn 1, he's having a look on Richie Davey, can't quite do it. Hesselden's pulling out a big gap, and Hulkenberg looking positively aggressive now, trying to gain places. Woolhouse, though, he's on for a race of his life at the moment, up in third place. Don't get a nosebleed up there. Hulkenberg making a move, sneaking through, up into the Repsol curve. Another beautiful overtake by him. That's Andy Russell now down to 6th place. And I'm losing my voice already as Hulkenberg has already got past Dave the Harp. Oh my days, if I ever needed a co-commentator, this was the race. So Hulkenberg dropping down to 8th place, he's back up to 4th place, he's in position to attack for 3rd place. Woolhouse nearly at the pit wall. I thought he was going to do what Alonso did on a safety car, on a formation lap when he was racing for Renault many years ago. But Hulkenberg realising now that Woolhouse has got absolutely fantastic straight line speed. Woolhouse goes defensive, that could cost him on the exit of the corner. Is Hulkenberg going to go for a switchback? He is. He's going to be on the outside of turn 3 on the Renault curve. Now he's going to go for the inside. It's a double switchback. Excuse me. Up the inside of Woolhouse. What a move. Can he hold it onto the inside? Woolhouse could go deep, and he has done. That'll give Dave the Harp half a chance. Oh, he's had a big wiggle. He's had a big wiggle there as Woolhouse, and Dave the Harp is coming past. No, he's not. Ooh, but Hulkenberg now, he's on the back of Richie Davey. As I mentioned already, while this is all going on, Hesselden's ran away. He's not even in shot at the moment. So Hulkenberg, he's had an absolutely shocking first lap of the race, but, well, first 99% of the first lap of the race, but since then, absolutely fantastic. And, oh, Dave the Harp making a move up the inside through the Kamsa corner. Beautifully done there by Dave, didn't quite catch it all on camera. Hulkenberg hasn't quite been able to get ahead. And there we go, it's kicking in. There's not a lot of aerodynamics on that car. Hulkenberg with the slipstream though, he's been able to stay close. He's having a look up the inside into turn 1. Is he going to do the double switch back again? It worked for him on Woolhouse. Is it going to work for him now? No, Richie's got too much pace around the outside of the corner. Although Hulkenberg is closing the gap. He's going to the outside. Can he take it all the way around the outside? No, Richie closes the door on him. And I think Casely may have got himself up to 5th place. Is Hulkenberg going to chuck it up the inside into the Seat corner? No, he's not. Thinks better of it. Woolhouse and Casely. Casely not up to 5th yet, but he will be soon by the looks of things. Woolhouse has had an absolutely fantastic start to this race, but he is now dropping positions. Casely up the inside before the Worth corner. Maybe a little touch of wheels there, but that's Casely up to 6th. Now Neotig closing in on Woolhouse. Andy Russell in 8th place. Jason 9th. And Joyfin has dropped to the back of the field. Oh, Richie Davey and Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg up the inside into the cake corner. He wants his cake and he's going to eat it. Richie Davey can't do much about that one, but he won't give up. If he has got a slightly more dominant straight line speed, he may attack back down the start finish. But knowing Richie Davey, he may attack back before then. Well, Hesselden, he's already around the final corner, so he's got a fairly healthy gap at the moment. It's got to be a good 6-7 second gap in the opening few laps of this race. So Hulkenberg and Hesselden is down to the final lap of the race. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen on this lap. Hulkenberg is closer than he was on the previous lap, but he now needs to really make it pay through the corners. He's closing. He's closing. He's gaining quick. Is Hesselden's tyres struggling? Because Hulkenberg is closing that gap. Up to the corner where they had the crash earlier on. It will play on both of their minds. Hulkenberg's not close enough to throw it up the inside of the Seat corner. But, oh, he has gone very, very wide though. I was about to say, he will be thinking whether there is anywhere on the track where he can just chuck it into the corner and hope for the best. But I don't think it's going to be on. I think Hesselden is just slightly too far ahead into the Kamsa corner for the final time. Hesselden's wide, he's off, he's in the gravel. Oh my days, on the last lap of the race, he's just gifted the victory to Hulkenberg. This has been an absolutely amazing race, but it's mistakes that cost the victories, the leads. Oh my days, Hesselden. I'm going to put that one down to, after a lap or two, he felt guilty, thought the crash might be his fault, gave the position. Maybe. We'll find out in a few moments' time when we go for the podium interviews. But that was a very interesting situation in this race. But James Hulkenberg is going to go around the final corner for the final time. He's going to take victory in Spain, taking the title fight to the final race of the season. But he's got to actually cross the line to do it. He's going to get close. Oh my God! You can't get any closer than that. Oh my days. I think he just absolutely cacked himself thinking the finish line was closer than it was. The podium interview is going to be an interesting one, folks. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
So what happened at the finish line, James? What happened? We're back live. What happened at the finish line, James?
I thought the finish line were a bit closer. And then I realised when I thought, right, I've won it. And I thought, why it popped up saying I've won it. And I'm like, shit, it's another 50 metres. So, yeah, thank God I was just enough in front, because that would have been embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
But what a fucking race. But it did miss out. I think it were about 8 laps from the end. Me and Hesselden had a bit of a wheel banging moment where he sort of turned in on me around towards turn 4. And I ended up out on the gravel. He ended up on the grass, but he came off in a better position. I think he was like 3 seconds in front. So then on the final lap, for him to lose it, I was just like, oh, couldn't believe it. But I just remember how much adrenaline I had in my body after that race. Because I think it went on for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Solid. And I was just sweating like a pig. And what a race that was.
It was a good one. I mean, I didn't watch all of it when I was recording it, so I mean, for anyone that wants to watch it, we might have to put a link in the description. I mean, some of the races then were fantastic. What I will say though is there's been quite a few videos of me and you, James, so I think Steve's going to have to do some research and send us some clips of himself that we can show next week.
He was lazy with Dr. No, and now he's lazy with his racing.
No, I was tactical with Dr. No. As for the racing footage, it's more lowlights than highlights of me racing.
Maybe you should get Spain last season.
Spain last season ended with me in the wall, didn't it?
Yep, that's why I said it.
I don't even think I've got that footage anymore. So I think the only footage I've got is about the last 4 races or something from last season.
Oh, right.
I really don't know where they went to. I've even gone like desktop mode to see if it's just that they're not showing on my phone. But desktop mode, no, it's still not there. And I'm not the sort of person that would delete them. I'm more likely to put them put them to private or something.
Right. It depends on where you look. If you look in your videos, then you might not see them. But if you go into your video manager, you may find that they are there in private. Now, I am still reminiscing a little bit here. We're talking about stuff that's happened in the past, and okay, we've come away from Formula 1 a bit, even though we are an F1 podcast, but there's not a lot to talk about with F1 at the moment. But another thing that we did talk, me and Steve talked about when we did our Gran Turismo 5 review, retro review recently, was about some of the things that we used to do on the game GT5 and some of the things we used to do with tracks. And just randomly, a few days ago, it popped up on my Facebook one of these posts of, here's what you posted this day 4 years ago. And the pictures were quite interesting, so I'm going to show some of these pictures, so that if James hadn't, even if he has seen them, I'm going to show them anyway, but if James hadn't seen them, then he can get to see them now. The first one I'm going to show is, I don't think it's actually either me or Steve that's in the car. I think it's Kyle that was driving this particular car, and it might just look like a car going sideways towards a pit lane. But this was on a track that I'd made specifically with the pit exit on the outside of an exit of the final corner. So if you were side by side with someone, you could give them a little nudge and send them in the pit lane. So that's exactly what was happening here. I kind of remember along the lines of what he was saying, and it wasn't very friendly. But yeah, he was desperately trying to not end up in the pit lane, but he did end up in there backwards. So unfortunate for him. I'm going to skip on to the next one though, because this is one of the things that me and Steve has mentioned a lot about. One of the features that used to be of my racetracks that I used to make.
Yeah, and from the angle of the car, especially the ones near the top of the hill, you can see you've had to come over the top of the hill at an angle because it's a corner, not just a jump.
Yeah.
You're not just coming over the crest of a hill, you're coming around a corner at the same time.
It looks a bit like Laguna Seca, doesn't it?
That's what a lot of Dave's tracks were like.
The thing is, the next picture, I mean, that just shows like one sort of angle of it. The next picture is from behind, and basically what it was, he had a very fast approach to this particular corner, and if you knew that the crest was there, you could take it absolutely flat out as long as you got the car turned before you got to the crest. But obviously nobody fucking knew that at the start of the race, because we didn't used to let people practice. Right, let's go. So on this picture you can see kind of who knows that the hill's there, and it's the car that's sideways the most, and that's me, because I've tried to take it flat out sideways. The white car, you can see that he's going straight on. When he lands, he's landing and hitting barrier. But it was fun to make tracks like this, because I never make one. I did sometimes make it nasty, but this particular one, like I say, you'd approach it at full speed and you could take the corner absolutely flat out, land it and carry on down the hill.
But if you didn't know it was there, you'd take it flat out and you'd end up landing on the barrier.
Yeah.
You know it's never going to happen though in an F1 game. It's always just going to be...
Yeah.
They'll never touch anything unless it's officially related to F1, which is a massive shame.
It is. Now, I do think they should perhaps do something about this circuit though, because I don't think a car should ever find itself in this position.
That was Kyle's normal line at the chicane there.
Yeah, it is.
That looks like he's been in contact with me.
he could have been, but no. Do you know what track it is, James?
There's actually a track map picture of a map up there.
Oh, Nürburgring.
Yep. So it was the final chicane.
Final chicane, yeah.
Give you another angle, or I say not another angle, continuation of this situation for Kyle. So somehow he's got from grass to tarmac.
Yeah, so he's just trying to right himself before
I'm pretty sure I remember him saying, I'm going to land it. I'm going to land this one.
The thing is, I will just quickly mention as well, look at the positioning of the car in the background as well. In both pictures, that car is on the racetrack, can kind of see what's happening. And now check out the next picture. So after Kyle said, I'm going to land it, yeah. But the other guy's going off as well.
Does bring back some good memories, that does.
It does. This is when we used to be also say, you know what, you can drive wherever you want, so it doesn't matter if you want to cut the final chicane, because you could cut it and end up doing what Kyle did here, or take it properly and stay on the track and be quicker. Okay, let's see if James can work out what we're trying to do on this picture.
It's like you're trying to jump the Bugatti while it drives at you.
It's a good guess, but it's not quite right.
There's a Bugatti spun round, lost the rear end.
No, I'm pretty sure the Bugatti's parked.
The Bugatti is parked.
The driver's walked off without his keys. But there's a reason why the Bugatti's parked exactly there.
Yeah.
I remember why.
Well, I have no clue.
Well, on one of the original circuits, Gran Turismo original circuits, this is going the wrong way around the circuit, and you come over the crest of a hill, and that's why I think that's me in the Ford Mustang or whatever it is. Actually, no, that's Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Vanquish or whatever.
1200 brake horse.
You come over the crest of the hill, and you get a bit of airborne, like I think Kyle has in his gold thing. Or is that you, David?
That's me in the gold one there.
Yeah, but if you get the line right, and we worked out, park the Bugatti where it is, you land on the Bugatti, but then you take off again, and the aim is to jump the sign that goes across the road in the distance, because it launches you up in the air so far you can jump the sign.
So, well, what we were doing as well, because the Aston Martin was so powerful, I mean, the Dodge Charger was, but the Aston Martin was even more so. We used to use the Aston Martin to push the Dodge Charger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just remembered that.
To give it boost.
Yeah.
Okay, so the following picture is Steve's attempt to jump the sign. And considering how far away that sign is, it's a pretty decent attempt, really.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Almost. I can see you just completely hitting it and aiming roof first on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, we had no intentions of doing laps around this circuit whatsoever.
No, we were just there to fuck
It was it was literally just, let's load a game up, pick a car and fuck about.
And then we decided to have a go in the Bugatti, bouncing off a Bugatti.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, unrealistic, definitely, but it was good fun.
But I can't remember the reason why it was bounced it off the Bugattis, unless it was just that the shape of it and the weight of it.
Could have been. Or it could have been the Bugatti was one of the faster cars as well, and we were trying it in that. So on one occasion it was parked there, and on another it was driving. But yeah. So the good
knowing Kyle, he probably was driving around the wrong way, and somebody had a head on with him, and that's how we ended up getting the idea.
Quite possibly. But there we go. That's it for pictures from me for today. But yeah, it was just random. I mean, I'm not a big fan of social media all the time. However, it is quite interesting now and again when it pops up saying, this is what you posted 4 years ago. Especially when it's something that you just talked about.
Aye, but I think I had something that I put up on Facebook. And I was like, why did I do that? You know, it's weird, isn't it, how much you change when you think to yourself, why would I even do that? You completely forget that you've done it.
Well, I remember, it's a while ago now, I talked to a lady a few times, and on this particular day decided to try and progress it with basically asking her out, right? And we'd been talking in person, and I decided to message her on Facebook and ask her out. It then occurred to me, we weren't friends on Facebook, it didn't occur to me until 2 days later that the day before I had posted a post on Facebook that basically read, I was lying in bed with the girlfriend last night and whispered in her ear, I want to hear the pitter patter of tiny feet on the floor. and she got all excited until I said, "Go and make me a drink." So it wasn't that one, mate, go and make me a drink. So I totally forgot about that. Now, if this person I'd asked out decided, oh, let's have a look at his Facebook, boom, that would have been the first thing she'd have seen. Not good timing, that, Dave. Not good timing at all. But
there's always another fish in the sea.
We'll see about that.
But it's weird, isn't it? Because like before I met Vicky, I was single for ages. I thought, I can't be arsed. And then all of a sudden you meet somebody and you think, oh, actually, you know what?
I can't be arsed.
Yeah. No. But it's weird, isn't it, how much you... Like, when you are actually single, it's like as if, like, oh my God, it's end of the world if I don't find somebody. And then everything turns around when you least. I know it's not always the common saying that when you least expect it, something turns up. But yeah, it is true. But it's not. God.
I never knew yawns were contagious through a microphone.
There must be.
I had a really weird night last night. I didn't get to sleep until quite late last night. And I mean, it happened yesterday. I didn't get to sleep until like 6 o'clock yesterday morning. And when I woke up like quite bright-eyed. I was like, must be time to get up then. Looked at the clock. I'd only been asleep 45 minutes. I was like, fuck that, I'll go back to sleep. And then today was very similar. I woke up within a couple of hours of falling to sleep. Managed to get back to sleep. But at 10 o'clock this morning, I'm fucking wide awake thinking, oh God, I'm going to be knackered tonight. Which is why I'm yawning now, unfortunately. Well, I can let you know anyway that I have gone through all of the videos and all of the pictures that I have brought to tonight's podcast. So I just want to say, what are we thinking of for next week in regards to expectations for the remaining car launches?
Well, the way that they've gone so far, I'm actually not that bothered now. It's like, really...
Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just so... You just know what's going to happen. You just know it's going to be utter shite.
Apart from the only thing we haven't got to look forward to is the Barcelona test is coming up. So, not that we're going to be able to see anything of it.
Yeah, all we're going to see is that Craig Scarborough going, what are you going to do to get more competitive? That's all you're going to get. It's just like, oh, Fernando, do you think you're going to be able to win a title this year? And it's like, it's fucking first day testing. Fuck off.
I'd tell her to fuck off, even if it was halfway in the season. That's Craig Slater, not Alonso. But I still don't understand why. I mean, they should broadcast some of these test sessions, because everyone wants to see it.
Yeah, I know there could be a lot of there could be large gaps of no action. Well, so be it. If you just make it available on the internet for those people that want to watch it, that are available to sit there and watch it, but not able to get there, let them watch it.
Yeah, but you could also have like all three wandering around paddock, just randomly going over to people and interviewing them. Like, what are you doing? I'm putting air in tyres. Brilliant. Right.
How much air you putting in tyre?
You want tension? You want tension? I put air in tyre for you.
Maybe we should get in touch with Ross Brawn and say we'd like to bring YouTube to Formula One and broadcast live.
I think the answer to that would be for 300 odd extra billion a fucking year.
But we do that for a tenner an hour. So
I'd do it for nothing.
I wouldn't.
No, don't say that. Don't say that, Steve.
No,
do it for a tenner an hour.
They put me up in a hotel and give me enough food for while I'm there. I'd be sorted. It's more than tenner an hour, isn't it?
Right, I'll have a tenner an hour, please. But yeah, just imagine if we were doing that. I mean, to Sky, a tenner an hour, that's nothing. And imagine all the coverage we'd give them.
and we could be getting on well with the Hondo crew. And
There'd be
seeing
Dave
how
there
French
with the
Toast getting
camera.
on.
There's a car coming. Oh shit! I missed it.
No, we have a separate crew doing the live footage around the track. But whenever there's no on track, where the pit lane perverts. So if there's any like ladies hanging around, we could be like, "Hey, where are the grid girls?"
That's a good point. I mean, well, I mean, the thing is, there's nothing to stop people going to F1 events and doing their own podcasting. I mean, they can't. I'm pretty sure they can't stop you recording something on your phone and uploading it to YouTube, as far as I'm aware. But I do know that FOM in the past have been very arsey with a lot of stuff. But I mean, we did it when we went to Silverstone once. When we did the pit lane walk, we did a video of it, like talking about the cars and stuff like that, talking to some of the people, and even talking about some of the people that were also taking part in the pit lane walk. It was quite a funny little video. I don't think we've got it anymore, unfortunately. But I mean, I think the first time we did the pit lane walk, it was fascinating. It was amazing. It felt special. When we went the next year and they had the previous year's cars there, it didn't feel so special anymore.
No, it was like, let's pack everything away but leave old rubbish out for everyone to have a look at.
Yeah.
And it was like, we can leave them here for next year for them to have a look at again. We don't need to take them with us wherever we're going next.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, the Hando guys would never do that, do they? Would they? They
won't get there on time.
That is true. That is true. I think it may be time to reintroduce. To reintroduce the Hando guys in a moment. They have got an engine to test. Now, when they come to test their engine, they have no instructions, meaning that
they don't need them.
Now, what I will say is, I've got the key to the engine, so I'll be the one that turns it on. Which means, guys, to hear the engine, you're gonna have to click on the link I've just sent you that we'll ignore about in a minute. But you're gonna have to click on it when I tell you I'm starting the car. Well, not even the car, the engine. We don't do fucking cars. So I'm gonna send you a link in a second.
Power unit.
I'm gonna send you a link in a moment, and you're not to go on it until the time is right.
Yeah.
So if we hear James laughing, we know he's clicked on it, yeah?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I think let me just get myself ready. I've got so many things open on my computer at the moment, it's ridiculous, and none of it is porn. Okay, so the Hando engineers are gathered together for a secret engine test where they will fire up the engine.
Hello?
Hello?
How's Dave? How you doing?
My arse is on fire. I ate curry last night and it fucking burned. I shit myself yesterday.
I wonder what that brown mark was in your overall. Anyway, this is the day for turning the engine.
It's the fucking dog. It's the fucking dog. Cooking the dog.
What?
Dog for the dinner time.
Ole, dinner time.
We like fresh doggy.
I don't like fresh.
Yeah.
I don't like fresh toast. I don't like fresh toast at all.
I love dog rolls.
My duck. I have duck roll. It roll on its back and I tickle its tummy.
No, people say they like sausage roll. They don't know what dog roll tastes so much better. Because it's free.
So, Steve, you got engine. You got engine.
We got engine, and we pour big battery in it.
In it. You sound like from Bradford. In it.
We got big battery.
Does it got big power?
It got lots of power when it in a jumbo jet.
Ah.
It
we
got
have
500 mile an hour when it in jumbo jet.
Where is Jumbo Jet?
Oh, I don't know. I not got jumbo jet.
Oh, it's okay, because French Toast just give us a model for us to put this in his F1 car.
Oh, the F1 car with airwall. That's a airwall. Airwall.
You've been watching too much Teletubby.
Airwall.
You drop oil all over the floor. We need Nunu to come clean it up.
Oh, no.
Goodbye, Nunu. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. It's time for Toby Toast.
Toby Toast.
Toby Toast.
What the?
Give me Toby Toast. Steve.
Toby Toast.
Steve, give me Toby hug.
Oh, Toby hug.
No wonder our engine no fucking working. You're the fucking watching the fucking Teletubbies.
Hey, the engine will start when we ready.
Are we ready?
No,
So for the
I still need other slice of toast.
So for the car, we not ready yet. We ready very soon.
Okay. We have to check all the wires to make sure all the wires in the right way.
I need to put diesel in engine.
What is wire sticking in my eye?
Will that be eye wire?
Eye wire.
Why on this picture does it look like James holding a hammer and going, yeah, you know I just shit on your pillow.
Why
that's because
on your pillow?
You got pink eye.
Oh, engine ready to fire. Engine ready to fire. I give you a countdown to when I turn it on. I give you a countdown. Are you ready?
No.
Be ready
slice
soon.
of toast.
Get ready. Get ready. I'm ready to turn key. I'm ready to turn key and fire up the engine. I give you a countdown when you're ready.
Go on there.
Okay. We start up the engine. It got so much power. I not started yet. This engine got so much.
I'm not started yet.
This engine got so much power. I reckon it gonna burst the eardrums. It gonna be loudest car on the fucking grid. So let's get ready to hear the power. In 3, 2, 1, let's go.
You hear that?
It's struggling for power.
No. Turn up. More power.
It got backfire. It struggles with backfire, yeah?
No. That sounds good. Plug it in.
We say that finish and we send it to Mr. Toast.
That sound like gold. That sound like a lot of power.
It do a lot of meters.
I think maybe it need more oil.
It not lubricated enough.
Oh no, plenty lubrication. I got lubrication from brazzers.com.
Is it up there with your booty?
Oh This, I don't know what. Can we restart? Cause I think it's got more power in it.
You want me to fire up engine again?
No, not the same one. Let's bring in the second engine.
We...
The GP2 engine.
No, the F1 engine.
That is the F1 engine.
No, we got a second one.
No, we don't. It was part of that one.
Oh no! Who lied to me?
It was. What you send me? I put it in that engine.
I think it's got more power though, so let's restart.
I start it up again, and you hear your bit of engine power.
You hear the special turbo noise.
Here we go. Engine on. Engine go. Load of power.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Me friend, this gonna struggle.
I'm impressed.
I don't know where the sound come from for all that power, but it definitely full of air.
All I can say is we're definitely gonna shit all over Mercedes. We make them feel like peanut, and we big potatoes.
I smell funny smell.
Oh, Dave, you've shit yourself.
Sorry. It wasn't me.
It's okay. Next week, French Toast come listen to new engine. But we got some updates for next week, haven't we?
Mr.
We got
Toast
them
one
in.
for delivery, £1.50 for delivery.
We got some developments in the ship pipeline.
In the shitty pipeline. What is in the shitty pipeline?
It's more power from
power
from the past. We show footage of Ayrton Senna winning 35 years ago, and that gives us more sponsorship.
Sponsorships.
Okay. I know.
Did you?
I know how to give French Toast wings for his car. We use this.
Is that the horn?
The spring roll? No.
That come with plum sauce. Oh.
Crispy fired up.
I use the hammer on it.
You make it very small by banging with hammer.
Oh, it's like pancake duck.
Okay. Next week we refire the engine for Mr. French Toast. He crazy fucking baguette man.
He you remember we lied to him earlier. We said you're definitely gonna be top 3.
No, we say you definitely finish first. He definitely finished first. This engine go nowhere.
But this engine save you lots of tires because you use no tires when you no go.
Yeah, we thinking of the team. We thinking of the finances of the team. We save money.
They say lots of money. They give lots of money to us.
See, Mercedes-Benz, they win loads of races, but they spend so much money. And
they got
the
a
money.
Mexican.
No, well, my mama part Teletubby, my father part Mexican.
You were Mexi-Tubby.
Mexi-Tubby.
My surname is
Think on.
Dildo.
Hando dildo. You can't be called Hando dildo.
No, it's Perez. My surname Perez. Tele Perez. Gem Tele Perez.
Oh no.
So, but I do love my tubby toast, so I'm glad French toast bringing me a lifetime supply.
French toast. Don't quack under pressure.
No.
Quack, quack.
Oh, who needs a duck when we have Steve? Steve is best duck ever. He tastes better too.
That's a
You don't-
really dodgy. You say Steve
You
bet
don't
duck
wanna-
and tastes good too.
No.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Steve's rolls taste so much better, but you don't want to know why. I heard from prostitute down road. She said Steve tastes so good. I said, oh, I believe you.
That was one of the F1 quick girls.
Oh, Tinky Winky?
Yeah, that was a Tinky Winky.
Oh,
It's
he
Dipsy.
definitely a homo.
Lala.
Why do McLaren not want our engine no more?
Oh, they're so losers.
Because they are quackers. They are fraud quackers.
I swear, if we had another year with McLaren, we could have saved them so much money because they won't have to pay Alonso such a huge fee because they have two shit drivers. But we saved so much money for McLaren. But no, they kick us to Tawasa. And now, Tawasa. And now, everybody look at us as if we're gonna be shit. But as you can hear from the engine, there's no chance we're gonna be shit.
The engine's so good. Even we upgrade, we put bigger battery on it.
It purrs like a tiger's anus.
He got special blow off valve.
I need yeah, big one coming. Don't worry, I make sure that this help our team go faster in future.
Oh no. HANDO. We go. Super. Fast for Formula One. No. Fast for Formula One. No. HANDO.
We are the
HANDO.
fastest. We are the fastest. We save money.
We
Save
get
so much money.
we get fired and banned from YouTube.
Yeah. But we save money for you too. I hope you all enjoy HANDO's favor. This is best engine we ever produce. We gonna win races and definitely looking forward to kicking Alonso's ass after calling us GP2 engine. When that's so false.
It is GP2 engine.
What?
It is GP2 engine.
You got lisp, Steve? You got
We
lisp?
give no me to the street. We give Fernando Alonso GP2 engine.
Where?
Last season we give Fernando Alonso GP2 engine.
Oh yeah, cause he moan like little bitch, so we say, oh.
That's Mexican again.
Hey, I tell you, my surname. I'm not Japanese, I'm Mexican. Mexican and Teletubby mixed together, okay? And I can't wait for this season because Tawasa, we're going to kick McLaren's butt. We're going to kick them so they won't want to compete in Formula 1. They quit Formula 1 when they hear our engine blast past them with backfire.
With all that power.
It will sound like.
And we call this second engine super. Or what we call it? We come up with name next week, okay? We call it Super Smashy Smiley. Super fast. What's super fast?
We need a better name for the bigger, better engine.
Oh, Lewis Hamilton. He always said, drop the hammer. Maybe I could drop this hammer and Steve could drop his spanner. We come up with something.
Drop the spanner engine.
Dave, have you noticed in the picture you got drill?
Yeah, and why are you pointing at your penis?
Oh, because it's so that because you the boss, you make sure you keep me in line.
Me got fire in one hand, we got drill in other. We got the exhaust pipe for a penis in front of me. It's hot.
Oh, it's very hot. I feel like this engine looks like it's on a Burger King advert.
Fucking cool. We go cook on the engine. We call them
Tubby burger. I want Tubby burger.
I see. Me,
Are you okay, Steve? You've been taking them happy tablets?
Oh no.
I think Steve lost it.
Me
Steve, stop using Nuno as a sex toy.
My wench very big, yeah?
Your what?
Wench, you very big, yeah?
Don't talk about your wife like that.
My wench in my wanking hand.
Your wife is your wanking hand?
In the picture, I got my...
That picture of us, it does look like you two holding euphemism for your penises. One of you got hammer, one of you got spanner, one of you got hammer, one of you got wench.
My spanner is adjustable. You can make it bigger.
My hammer is not adjustable. He same size every time. But I'm getting scared because here comes French toast. He's looking angry. I wonder why. Maybe he heard us fire up the engine on the dyno.
Who's Dino?
He's a big Japanese boy.
I thought he was from Flintstones.
Yeah, he called Mr. Rex. Mr. Rex Dino. We bend him over and stick engine on his back. We fire up and we blame him for inconvenient noises.
I think we need to make sure this engine can last no time at all. Then we make sure they spend all of their money with us. Then you two can swap your penis hammers and wenches for real penises.
Why would we want real penis when we got this engine?
This engine is a penis.
Maybe that what we should call it. The super penis.
Exactly. Everybody knows penis is the fastest on earth.
The faster
especially.
The faster he go, the faster he finish.
Yeah, and that's what we say to all drivers. Scream if you want to go faster.
Oh, that's why she wanted me to go faster, because she was screaming.
I just don't want French toast screaming at me, because he looks like an angry man.
Did you hear him on phone earlier? He shout and shout and shout and shout and shout. I don't know why he want veggie spring roll. Why would you want F1 veggie spring roll? He should be buying fucking engine, no veggie spring roll. I bet fucking Jim, you could do a good impression. There's a fucking dinosaur. There's a fucking dinosaur. Where was that fucking dinosaur?
No, it's Dano. He just bent over. Dano, you got indigestion? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Get it out. Better out than in, Dano. Better out than in. Oh, I feel much better now. I gave him 5 Rennies.
So, who wake up with stinky finger this week?
Sticky finger.
Stinky Finger. Anyone wake up with Stinky Finger this week?
No.
I wake up with sticky nose. I was hanging around bottom of engine and realized I fell asleep and woke up and had all over my nose, some lubrication all over my nose. And it didn't smell good either.
I know what we could in. If we want to name the engine after Super Penis, we could call it the HANDO Nando.
Oh my God, that's the best. And we stick Alonso's face on the side and we blame Alonso every time he blow up.
Yeah.
We say Fernando's fault.
Don't blame us. Blame the dick.
Oh, we can. What we do is we leave body panels missing, and then blame other teams for stealing our parts because they're so good.
If we put Bueno logo on our engine, then we no go blame if it be on fire.
No, put tag her on the car.
Then we get get free wash.
When I was younger, I felt like a man trapped in a woman's body, and then I was born.
Hey, Dave, that's not laughing matter. If he wants to be transsexual, that let him be transsexual. Everybody free to be transsexual, but don't come near me.
I don't think you got the joke.
What? He was born a girl. He won't become man. I get it.
No.
Yeah, he was born in girl.
No.
And when he came out,
Nando.
Decided
When I was
he won't be
younger,
boy.
when
Yeah.
I was younger, you listen carefully. When I was younger, I felt like a man trapped in a woman's body.
I know the feeling.
But then I was born.
Yeah, born again after surgery. After you went under knife, you were born again. So you went from Sheila to Steve.
I was very naive sexually. My first boyfriend, he asked me to do missionary, so I brought her off to Africa for 6 months.
How sick were you during those months?
Did you get dirty belly?
Not from Africa, but from Asia.
Same fucking thing. Your belly go dilly, and your ass go.
But what I remember is love. Love is like a fart. If you have to force it,
Like a fart.
if you have to force it, it's probably shit.
But I had beaches this morning, and I didn't
You
have
had
to push.
beaches?
He
What
ran
were their
away
names?
from me.
You had
It was called Mr. Loose. He was so loose he flied all over the color sea.
Oh, you had beachy. I thought you said you had beaches.
Oh no! Don't talk about Bella that way.
I was raised as an only child, which really annoyed my sister.
Was your sister your mother?
And my brother.
I know the feeling. I married my brother.
What the buckado? No wonder our engine never get finished. We always chatted the shit up. And now, James' girlfriend wanna know, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, James, you have to say this one to Vicky. Life is like a box of chocolates. It doesn't last long if you're fat.
My noise is too loud for some people.
Your noise is very loud. Your noise louder than fucking engine. Okay, time to shut up the shop. We come back on the next week. See what engine power we have.
I hope we got a new catalytic converter and new radiator to handle the power.
Why will we need new Frankfurter?
And maybe new turbo, maybe we fit 5 turbo, but not tell FIA. Don't tell Jean-Tor. He doesn't need to know.
Okay. Time for HANDO to...
Let's have Toby hug before we go.
That sounds so dodgy. Okay.
Come here. It's okay, cause Steve was a girl, really, so it's like a threesome.
Well, he don't have big boobies.
Oh, I never seen Steve's double D's.
Oh no. I decided I had to stop masturbating.
Steve said to his girlfriend, I love playing with your boobies. She said, I love playing with your boobies too. They're bigger.
Why Steve no decide become Greek girl before having sex change?
I decided to stop masturbating. Since then, I don't really feel myself.
I not feel myself since you told me you stop masturbating.
Oh no.
This goes
James.
strange direction.
James,
Yeah.
my daddy say he told me to invest my money in bonds. So I bought 100 copy of Goldfinger. So I bought 100 copy of Goldfinger.
Oh dear.
Oh, what's up, Bella?
Sam.
Oh, Doc came in factory. He's got a toy. Guess what toy he's got? It's a duck.
Let me take a picture of this duck. It's fucking brilliant. It's half eaten. It looks like it's been in a horror movie. It's like it's been in Jaws. Whoa. Hang on, Bella. Whoa. No.
Let me take this for Gaza Factory.
We command calendar from Strange Ducky Picture. Which remind me, Steve, you need to send Forrest Gump video to James.
This is the best duck picture you'll ever see.
Who the fuck is that? I don't know that accent.
That's Bella trying to eat duck, but duck not wanting to be eaten.
That don't look. If that a duck, where the fuck all it hair?
He's been eaten.
Duck no have no hair. They have feather.
Yeah, get it right, Dave.
Dave.
Get it right, Dave.
Okay, time to close HANDO Factory for today. We come back on next week with a big engine. We see what we have until then. Time to say goodbye.
We have.
Bye.
Bye.
What
is that? What? I think we need to be son with baby face to say battle.
No.
Bye.
We can go out with the sound of the engine for one final time.
Bye.
Time to go.
That was
Oh dear.
Do you know what? Right, I was watching the London Marathon the other day. And there was someone dressed as a chicken and someone dressed as the egg. Do you want to know which one come first?
Oh God. The cooker.
I don't know the answer. It was just that was the joke.
Oh right, okay. I thought you was actually telling a story. That fucking. Oh dear. So James, as a Japanese guy, you're too noisy.
Well, this is well, as well. I promised Vicky that I'd make her like some things for her school project,
And you ain't done it yet, have you?
no, I completely forgot. So as we're talking, I'm going to be. Well, this is it. Maybe you can help me. It's she's doing this thing where it's like, if you're good, you get a gold piece of paper, and it's set in like Wild West. It's like you get a gold piece of paper and like a sheriff's badge saying you're a star and all this lot.
Right.
What the hell do I do for back in the day Wild West when you were bad?
Handcuffs.
Handcuffs. Did they? But I was saying, why don't we just put a Native American on there getting shot?
Yeah, you probably could do that.
Oh dear me. I hear that rumor that Cabaret is bringing out a Oriental chocolate bar. But it could be a Chinese whisper. That's funny.
Is that like a whisper with spices in it?
That is shocking. Trying to think, Wild West, something bad that doesn't necessarily involve death because it is kids in it.
Wild West. Horse riding.
Well, I thought that, but what are you going to do? Show a dead horse?
Lasso.
Yeah, you
Prostitution.
could. Lasso might be a good idea. Prostitution, not so much.
Drinking in a bar.
An empty water bottle or pouch, as they used to use.
Yeah, good thinking. Yeah, out of water. Yeah. Right. Sweet. I shall start smashing this out. Cool.
Or you know what you could do, right? A horse at a trough that's got no water in it, and the horse is looking at you as though to say, "Where the fuck's my water? You're bad. Where's my water?"
Yeah. I'm gonna die now because of you.
Yeah. Because you've been bad. I'm not gonna survive, you bastard. Now, what I was gonna say was, I know James, you mentioned about the engine. Yours was in there.
Yeah, I heard it squealing.
Because for anyone that didn't know, the engine sound was made up from farts sent to me by Steve and James. It was all farts, nothing else. But what I want to know is, James, there was one of yours, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't really hear it properly because I put your new one in that you sent me. There was one of yours where it sounded like you clapped or slammed a door and then giggled to fuck and then did a little fart a little bit later. So I'm guessing you were at work
I didn't clap.
having a shit.
I didn't clap. That was just the sound of it slapping against the water.
Oh dear.
And it splashed up and it made me laugh.
Woody Woodpecker.
Oh dear. I tell you, it's not easy. Just ad-libbing random conversation in a different accent.
It is.
It is for you two talking about Teletubbies for 5 minutes. I had no fucking idea what you're talking about.
I want to know why James knows about Teletubbies.
That is a good point,
I've got
actually.
an excuse.
You know why that is? It's because all this week, I think my mum and dad had gone up to Loft and found 2 Teletubbies from when I was a kid. And
Are the Teletubbies that old?
Yeah, but I remember I must have been about 8 when they gave me them, and I were like, of all times when I were not impressed at Christmas, I was a bit like, why have you got me this? I'm 8. But Anyway, they got them out from Loft, and I just remember them having Poe and Lala sat on my bed. They went, "Oh, what do you think? Do you remember them?" I went, "Yeah, yeah." So that's been in my head.
Yep. Oh dear. Oh, parents are great at embarrassing you, aren't they? But good for other things as well. But yeah. Anyway, so what else have we got, guys? I think
I got that. I think I got that Jabba the Hutt sail barge. I was going to have a little bit of a rant about Star Wars toys.
You know what?
Well, that is a record.
That is a new record. That really is a new record. 3 hours, 10 minutes.
Fucking hell!
Before mentioning Star Wars.
No way.
Now,
I actually wondered whether we were going to get through the whole show.
Well,
I thought I mentioned it earlier. Did I not?
No.
No?
Bloody hell! Jesus.
Yeah. You have reminded me though that I didn't actually sort the pictures out, so I'll just grab one now.
All I'm going to say is...
Go on then.
Go on. No, you
I was going to say, while we're waiting on that, I did see some news, something to do with Formula 1. I just very quickly chuck this in. Jack Brabham's lad, David Brabham, has set up Brabham Automotive again with Company's House, and the speculation is that he may start motor racing again, but will it be with Formula 1?
I think it's got to be. If they're bothering to bring back that name, you've got to come into Formula 1, haven't you? But maybe they'll spend a few years in lower categories.
Probably. I mean, the cost of getting in Formula 1 or staying in Formula 1 is absolutely ridiculous now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do lower categories first, just to try and build a base, so to speak.
But yeah, trying to think of what else in terms of racing.
Well, have you heard about Kubica? How obviously he's Williams test driver. He's going to get FP1 sessions now and again. I don't think we'll ever see him race in Formula 1 again.
No.
But he has been given permission to take part in WEC, World Endurance.
Yeah, I think that's probably where his future will lie, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I were a bit gutted when he did do his handing, but I don't know. I wish somebody had just sat him down and said, "Look, I know you really, really want to come back, but Michael Schumacher wanted to come back, and even he couldn't come back after that long being out. He were out for how many years were he out? With 2006 was his last season, and he came back in 2010. So that were 4 years.
Yeah.
And he when he went out at Ferrari, he was pretty much still at his peak. And then when he come back, no offence to him at all, because he's still brilliant, but he won what he won.
Yeah.
And that's a man who you could still see, even though that he won younger than he was, clearly, obviously, he was still in a peak physical condition when he came back. He looked fitter than majority of young lads out there racing. Especially when you saw like press conferences and they were like super thin and stuff. You're like, bloody hell. He's like nearly 50 and he's like
he's still
thinner than
shape.
Yeah. But overall, I don't know. There's just something about Kubica. He were absolutely brilliant, and he still might be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But soon as that snub came from Renault, that were it. That was the writing. And
well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? If Renault ain't going to want him, why would any other team?
Exactly. Why would they?
I mean, it's one of those things. Even if he was fully capable, and Renault's reasoning was purely financial, it won't change. Well, people could easily still have the opinion of, well, they must have seen something. I mean, I had an interesting conversation with someone a few days ago, and they mentioned something which I thought was good point, and I don't know if we covered it or not when we talked about Kubica previously, and that is when Kubica had his accident. Obviously, he had a massive insurance payout. If he'd have come back into Formula One too soon, or within a certain situation, then he could effectively be liable for repaying the insurance payout that he got. Because if he'd have claimed an insurance to say that obviously he's no longer able to race in Formula One and they've paid him X amount of million, to say, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Especially if he had a contract with Ferrari on the table and he says, look, I'm not going to be able to honour this contract.
Yeah.
That's what I would have been earning.
Yeah. Well, if obviously he may have to wait to beyond a certain date to go, right, that's what the insurance covered me up to.
Yeah, exactly. But I just can't imagine anybody turning around and going, I have 110% confidence in him, because unless you'd have given him a few FP1s during the year, which I don't know if he's going to get this year even. At least you've given him a few FP1s, you can gauge him and how good he is against current F1 drivers.
Yeah.
And if he's pretty much doing the same lap times, then yeah, fair enough, give him a drive.
Well, when this person was talking to me about the insurance thing, one of the things I said is, I mean, he is due to do some FP1 sessions this season, and it would be nice to see him in the car. But if you were a Toro Rosso, a Sauber, or even a Haas, if you've got one of your drivers that really isn't cutting it by 8, 9, 10 races into the season, and Kubica's there and he's done a few FP1 sessions and he's showing promise, there's got to be some temptation, especially if you're Toro Rosso or Red Bull, so to speak, because they haven't really got anyone coming through, and they've never really gone down the route of picking up an old driver apart from Coulthard, Webber.
Or is it the fact that Williams are keeping their option open because they may only be prepared to give half a season to Sorokin or Stroll? If their seasons are not good by halfway through, they've got the option of going, do you know what? We need to change this.
Maybe. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I'd like to see Kubica racing again. Personally, though, I can see him ending up. I don't think he'll race in Formula One. If there isn't a Toro Rosso or a Sauber or something like that, or a Haas driver that isn't, if that opportunity doesn't open up, I can't see him getting into Formula One. I think he needed to get in this year, because if he doesn't get in this year, then he's looking at earliest next year. He's be a year older, and okay, he might be a year fitter, but it's an extra year that he's been out of the car longer. So I don't think it'll help him. I think he'll end up in endurance myself. But then, having said that, will he be able to cope with doing like 2-3 hour stints at Le Mans?
No chance. Well, he might have a chance, but I just can't see it. I really can't. I mean, I've raced with and I'm just sat in a room and I've got like a bit of a dodgy shoulder, and after 30 minutes my shoulder's just killing me.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine upshifting, downshifting with that one finger.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine it.
The thing is, I mean, for 2-3 hours, you'd probably be able to do it. But to then do it again in 6 hours' time, and then again in another 6 hours, that's going to be tough. But obviously, a lot of the WEC races are like 6 hours or 12-hour races. So, I mean, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. I've got to say though, from the look of most of the cars that have been released so far, I can't say I'm feeling a sense of excitement yet for this coming year. That might change when I've seen them and heard them on the track, but at the moment it's kind of like, well, they're bringing out liveries that we know are pretty shit, so how are we meant to get excited about something that, okay, is real life but doesn't look anywhere near as good as what people are doing online or in a virtual world, or stuff like that. So I think we're at a point in time where technology has advanced so much at home that people would prefer to spend a couple of hours racing themselves than watching a race, perhaps.
Yeah. I just don't see it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what is going to happen. Alright, okay, I've just completely forgot that we were waiting for James's Star Wars pictures, weren't we?
Yep.
I've had them ready for about half an hour.
Right. So yeah, what I want to explain is well, this is the thing, right? I collect. I don't really anymore. But I used to, up until about 3 years ago, I used to collect Star Wars figures. And when Disney acquired Star Wars, they started to introduce through Hasbro the normal 3 3/4 inch, which has been going since 1978 to now. And for me, if I was Disney, I'd look at that and I'd go, that has been the action figure that's stood the test of time. So let's make sure that is our premier thing. But no, what have they gone and done? They've gone, what we'll do is we'll go and ask a few test groups and whatever they want. And what they've basically done is they've gone to a load of geeks and gone, not asked me though, they've gone to a load of geeks and they've gone, what do you want? And they've all said, we want more detail and more articulation. Now, for me growing up, the articulation in the figures were never a thing. All I needed were it will hold the lightsaber up and I'll make it up in my head. Whoever needs articulation, I think maybe... I don't know what on earth they're wanting articulation for, to be honest, other than to put their action figure in a cool pose. And if you want to put your action figure in a cool pose, no offence, but you want to be spending a bit more than just buying an action figure. You want probably some high-end, like, model or something like that.
Some kind
like
of set to put with it.
Yeah, sort of like Action Man size, so you can put, like, let's say, for example, you got a Stormtrooper, put him in a really cool pose and stuff, and put him next to your computer. Not an action figure that's 4-inch. So what they decided to do were, they said, we'll carry on with the 4-inch figures, but we'll also create 6-inch figures. Now, all that's done is, it's just diminished the quality of the 4-inch figures. And yeah, the 6-inch figures look better, but nobody wants them because, I mean, when I was a kid, the great thing about the 4-inch figures were you could have your vehicles, you could put the figures in the vehicles, you could fly, literally pretend you were like lifting up the ship and flying it across the room and all sorts, and land the ship and the characters getting them out and stuff like that. I know I'm really, really geeky here, but with a 6-inch figure, if you get a vehicle, the vehicle's taking up modern. They hardly do any vehicles because the vehicles are so big then, because it's gone up another 2-inch, that the scale is so big. There were one where there were a TIE fighter, and it was like, showed a kid next to it, and the TIE fighter were as big as the kid. And I thought, the kid ain't going to be able to pick that up and play with it now.
No, so it's basically a statue rather than a fucking toy.
Yeah.
So what's with this sail barge then, Jabba's sail barge?
So, what I used to love as a kid though were when they made big vehicles for these 4-inch figures. Now, what they've done is, which image have you got? Let's have a look. Let's see what image you've got up.
The side cut one.
Is it the grey?
Yeah.
One where? Right, okay. So yeah, what they've done is they've released.
Just hang on a sec, James. Sorry, Steve. You might want to just move your microphone away from your nose a little bit.
It's only a slight bit, Steve. I could hardly hear it.
I could hear it loads. I'm just waiting for him to fall asleep to go.
No.
So, Oh, I was hoping we could.
I've got a comment I'm waiting to make, but the chance of getting a word in is impossible.
Well, I'll just literally be 1 minute and I'll finish this off. So
Timer.
yeah, they've made this vehicle design, and it's Jabba's sail badge from Return of the Jedi. And you've got like Jabba in there to sort of give you a bit of scale. And for me, just looking at this, I know as a kid, even though this is not a big, cool ship, you could have all your characters in there, and you could make a bit of a play scene, and you know it could be a bit of a cool toy to have. A little bit like the AT-AT Walker, the four-legged walker. But I just overall, I'm just baffled by it's taken them. When did Return of the Jedi come out? I think that was 1983.
It was a long time ago, yeah.
So 1983, and they're showing off a vehicle for that film, which is like almost 40 years later.
I mean, that's basic. Well, right, okay. They made a toy for people that are now 40 and above, basically, which is no different to people in like model trains or model planes and stuff like that. But it's not going to be selling to kids of today, is it?
No, because unfortunately, kids of today, they don't grow up with Return of the Jedi forced down the neck. They grow up with The Force Awakens forced down the neck. And
can I get my point in?
Yeah, go for it, Steve.
How true to this set is the insides of this Jabba's sail barge?
I think they'll just probably have it all brown. No, it's grey on the picture. It'll probably be all brown.
Well, what gets me is the jail at the front.
Yeah,
has got brick walls. Why? It's made out of metal. Why do they need to put brick in there?
No, I think that's like. I don't think that's like meant to look like brick. I think it's meant to look like bars. You know, like so you'd see the figure through the bars.
Looks like brick.
Yeah,
it does look like a
brick. Yeah, but I just wish this had been created 20 years earlier, because for me,
you're too old to play with it now.
I'm too old to play with it now.
I know why. It's kind of been being made. They're not being made now. Is it 3D printed?
Probably, and it's probably easier for them to create it now than back in day.
Yeah.
But guess the actual price tag that they're putting around this.
All right then. What you say? So Jabba the Hutt there, is he what, 6 inches tall?
He's as big as my hand. Is Jabba.
Okay, you're probably looking about 500-600 quid.
Yeah, I think it's coming through about $700.
Yeah, so about 5.
So
Jesus Christ! And do you know the only reason why I was able to give that a kind of ballpark is because the price of Lego is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, it is. So yeah, so that's, and all you get with it is Jabba and the sail barge. Now, what's the most baffling thing about this is it's what it's called is designed by HasLab, meaning Hasbro Designs. So they've designed one, they've taken loads of photos of it, and then shown it off at this toy fair. But what they've done is they've said, unless we can have over 5,000 pre-orders on this, we won't make it.
Oh yeah.
So unless they have 5,000 people say, yeah, I'm going to put down $700 for this, they're not even going to make it. Now, how much confidence do they have in the brand?
Well, okay, you could look at it that way, but at the same time, it may not necessarily be lack of confidence in their brand, but perhaps lack of confidence of just the amount of people that may want to purchase something like that. I mean, I would guess they've got a figure of how many they would need to make to break even, and how many they would need to make a profit. And you would think that more than likely they've gone, right, okay, at this amount is when we start making profits, so that's how many we need to at least get. So if looking at it from their perspective, it makes financial sense to do that, because you spend no money. It's a kind of a no risk situation. But it would be very easy, like I say, to look at it and go, well, obviously you ain't got much confidence in your product if you're doing it that way.
But if they had made something of the similar size, right, of where Luke went off to hide, the island, and you had it as like the little houses there where you could open them up, and you could take Rey there, and she could live there for a bit, and it could open up, and then you could store all the rest of your Star Wars figures inside it. Make that to a budget, but not too cheap. That would sell in millions.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's current.
But as well, I mean, when The Force Awakens came out, I remember the demand for figures were ridiculous, because everybody were like, oh, I've got to get new figures. And I remember going into a shop with Vicky, and they were literally fuck all. And I'm like, how can they make, like, all the marketing was saying, well, come and buy our figures. You went in the shop and there were nothing. And they were like, well, how could I buy it if there's no way? And then what I've noticed is over the past 6 months, there's been an oversaturation with Star Wars stuff, to a point though where there's just too much of it. There's so much Star Wars stuff out there, but it's not even good Star Wars stuff. The majority of stuff when you go into a shop now, and if you see Star Wars stuff, it's like fluffy toys that look nothing like characters. I think what it is they've just lost focus on what sells with Star Wars, and the figures that they create now just look like shit. I'm just like, if they just take a bit more time and focus on one thing, probably sell loads more. But I'm stood there looking at figures that are priced now, because there's so many of them, priced at $2.99 in old bargains, and even I'm looking at them going, it's not worth $2.99.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They try and make things for all scales. Now, I mean, something like this sail barge, it's not the kind of thing a little kid's going to go and spend their money on, because chances are they're not going to have that amount of money. And it's, I mean, not being, I'm not a parent, but I wouldn't be spending £500-600 on something like this for a child.
Yeah, but when I were a kid, I would have like chopped my right arm off to have that. But I know for a fact my mum and dad weren't wealthy enough to buy me that, so I'd probably make that out of cardboard or something, and then like 3 weeks later it'd be in bin. But I don't know. I'm just a bit baffled as to, like, there's so many cool. I think this is it with new modern movies. The vehicles just aren't special. I don't know if it's just me, but all vehicles just are not special at all. The only vehicles that's special, X-Wings, TIE Fighters, and Millennium Falcon. All the rest, I couldn't even tell you what the friggin' are.
Yeah. I think it can be like that, though. I mean, I've seen the adverts, social media adverts recently for the new McDonald's Super Big Mac or whatever it's called, and I was actually looking forward, thinking finally McDonald's making a proper Big Mac, until Steve said, "No, I won't bother with it."
I tried it, and it was a letdown because, you got a bigger bun, you got more lettuce, you got more sauce. The burgers are a bit wider, but they're not any thicker. If anything, they're thinner. The burgers are so thin, wafer thin, it doesn't feel like you're eating burger. You're eating a salad sandwich, basically.
You're eating a ham sandwich.
Well, it's beef, not ham.
Well,
yeah, why are hamburgers called hamburgers?
Beef slice.
Well,
yeah.
They're not called hamburgers. Well, hamburgers used to have ham in them, didn't they? And you had hamburgers and beef burgers. Yeah, there's a big difference between a hamburger and a beef burger. It's just, but if you go to call them nowadays, people tend to just call a burger a hamburger.
If you go to McDonald's, you ask for a hamburger, you get a beef burger.
Yeah. But they did.
Even though it says hamburger on the
it
menu.
did used to be that there were hamburgers and beef burgers.
You should go in, Steve, and say that's false advertising. I want a hamburger.
Yeah.
They've been getting away with it for years, though, haven't they? False advertising. Yeah. Since when has the burger looked like the picture?
Never.
Horse.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I've got a few pictures, but I think we'll save them for next week. But I've got a few pictures of like toys that I loved as a kid growing up, and most of them are like big vehicles. But I think it's because I remember just asking mum and dad for them, and most of the time it were like, no, it's too expensive, can't afford it. So I'd probably say, right, well, don't get me this year, can I have it the year after? And I'll have, if you save money. And then I remember getting this Star Wars Episode 1 vehicle. And I don't know if you remember Star Wars Episode 1 with Natalie Portman plays the Queen. Yeah. And she's got this massive silver spaceship. And it's called the Queen's Royal Starship. And
do you know in that, when she's not actually the Queen and she's got a stand-in, it's Keira Knightley that's the stand-in Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not like as if to say Natalie Portman were having a day off and they put Keira Knightley in.
No, she was the decoy Queen.
She's the decoy Queen, yeah. It were Keira Knightley's first role.
Yeah.
And apparently she's like, in all her interviews, she's like, oh, Natalie Portman were such a bitch and all this lot. But at the end of the day, I bet what it is Natalie Portman will have been getting a cheque that were about 10 billion times bigger than hers.
Yeah, she's playing her and getting a cheque nowhere near as big. But, I think I'm going to have to bring the podcast to an end shortly. I'm going to need to take a break. But it's been an interesting one anyway. I mean, we've covered Formula 1, we've covered manly haircuts, we've covered HANDO, we've covered some online racing.
James crashing, yeah.
Yep, that we have. I am actually interested. I'm interested to know what you were thinking when you were reading the start of that, James. I'm interested to know what you were thinking might be coming.
As soon as I saw the writing, I thought, this is something to do with Star Wars. And then as soon as I saw the footage, you were like, oh, shit.
That's probably why you thought you'd discuss Star Wars earlier on.
Oh, Bella's got her leg tied in my headphone cable. Come here.
Oh dear.
I was thinking that for next week, maybe we should reminisce on some of our old toys from our youth.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Try and find some, not necessarily pictures of you with your toy, but even if it's just generic pictures, but some of your favourite toys when you were growing up.
But this is weird, isn't it? How I can probably show you a picture of a toy that I've got from when I was a kid, and I'll be able to tell you exactly who bought me it. Not tell you exactly the year, but I can vaguely remember who bought me it, and it's weird. It's really weird how I can remember stuff like that. I can remember who bought me it, what I was doing. I remember getting, on The Empire Strikes Back, there's the rebel snow speeders that go to try and take down the four-legged walkers.
Nope.
No, I was gonna.
Well, when I show you it, you probably remember it. It looked like a little bit of a
We do
shape.
remember it. We were taking the piss.
Oh, right. But yeah, I remember on my birthday, I must have been about 7 or 8. I remember my dad going. I remember it being my birthday, and my dad going, "Oh, you've got some money there. You haven't got a lot of Star Wars stuff. Should we go to Toy Master and see what they've got?" I'm like, oh yeah. I remember sitting in car. I remember as soon as I got to this Toy Master, they had the snow speeder. I remember getting it and literally just getting home and playing with it constantly. And it had this sound effect. It had 2 buttons underneath. One was sound effect of the speeder whizzing past, and then the second one where it
shooting its lasers, and the laser cannons lit up. And I were mesmerised as a kid. I still remember it.
And how long did you have to wait for it to snow before you actually play with it in the snow?
Oh.
And I bet that you were as well. You were waiting for it to snow so you could play.
I remember. I'm probably about 11 or 12 by the time I actually got an AT-AT Walker. But as soon as it snowed, I took that out in snow. It was so good. But yeah. Oh. Them were the days though when you waited and waited and waited, and then you finally got something, and literally you just played with it to death. But I were always a bit of because a lot of my neighbours, they'd get toys and stuff, and then you'd go around their house and they'd have parts missing. So like they'd have like a spaceship with half a wing missing. I'd be like, "Where's half of the wing gone?" And they'd be like, "Oh, we lost it, or we broke it, or something." Whereas I was literally everything I had to keep in pristine condition. Now I must have just been a really weird kid.
Yeah.
But now I'm old. Now I'm older. I'm quite glad because like everything I've got in boxes, I'm like in quite really good nick. So probably worth a bit more. But yeah.
A broken toy is a played with toy, or some would say an abused toy.
It made me laugh when James May did one of his programs where he buys a train at auction. It's in a box. It's in mint condition. First thing he does at the auction is take it out of the box and bins the box.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, it's gonna play with this."
Yeah, but yeah, I think what might do that is like toys from his youth and talk about them. But yeah, as well, another thing that we're going to talk about. You know, I was mentioning about like how hard it was to make movies back in the day, and now they just do everything with a computer.
Yeah.
There's a very, very odd way that when I've talked to like people at work, I've talked about the Star Wars prequels, and they're all like, "Oh, well, that were all done on a computer. I don't like them." And the amount of model work I've found to do with episodes 1, 2, and 3 is baffling, and how good some of them miniature models are is completely bonkers. And I think just because they are so good is why your brain goes, "Oh, I don't believe that's real." Yeah. But when you actually see them, you're actually like, "Fucking hell, as if they're real." So I'll have a little look at some models from movies, and I think miniature work should be the number one thing in movies, especially special effects.
Well, I'm not going to go too much into that. And the main reason for that is because I just out of general curiosity, really, and interest, I ended up watching the making of Alien 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then watched Alien 1, 2, 3 and 4. But I mean, I know that with Star Wars, when they came to making episodes 1, 2 and 3, I mean, you should know this, James, that there is a warehouse, a massive warehouse, that has a lot of the original Star Wars stuff, designs, models, everything.
Yeah,
right?
it's the
warehouse. Stop! Mute his fucking mic. Stop. Right, it's a massive warehouse. So when they came to making 1, 2, and 3, they went to the warehouse. So anything that they wanted to build, they could get the designs for, and so everything was there and available for them, or even use what was already there. Now, when they came to making Alien Resurrection, which wasn't that long ago, really. I
think it was like 1998 or something.
Yeah, they used a lot
10 years apart, weren't they?
Well, I don't know. But they used a lot of models in that because they simply said, okay, look, we could do a lot of this stuff on computer, but by using models just means that we can make it look more real. And okay, people might look and go, well, it's a model, but at least they won't look and go, oh, it's computer generated. But what I found was really interesting was on Aliens, which is Aliens 2, they did a lot of miniature work on that, and a lot of camera trickery with miniatures, and they did loads of work on a number of scenes, and they took it to the studio to show Fox, I think it was, who were basically funding it, to show them the special effects. All the Fox people sat there, watched these clips, and were like, "We're not happy." I said, "What do you mean you're not happy?" So you've been building absolutely enormous sets, right? With all of this work, it must have been costing an absolute fortune. Where's all these special effects you've been talking about? And they just turned around and said, "You've just seen them."
Yeah.
They're all what you're thinking we've built massive sets of is all miniatures. We haven't spent a fortune, and what you're actually complaining about is wrong, because the special effects are so good. I mean, okay, you can tell now, but at the time the special effects were so good that you thought we'd built massive sets. So there's your special effects.
Yeah, well, that's it. There's the lad who, well, I say a lad, who's like about 50-year-old now, on Star Wars movies, the prequels. I think he designed Photoshop with his brother. It's called John Knoll, and he was also the catalyst behind Rogue One. Oh God, I forgot what I was going to say now.
James has forgotten something to do with Star Wars.
Oh my God. What last thing you just said?
I've no idea. It was about special effects.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, he says the time when you know you've done a really good job is when nobody walks over to you and goes, "Oh, that special effect looks a bit weird." Whereas if people just stand up and go, "That was really good," he says, like, no compliment is the best compliment you could ever get.
Not commenting on the special effect shows the special effect has worked.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
But yeah, so that might be next week's topics.
But
also, have we got a film that we may want to either review or do a quiz on?
Well, I did mention to you about watching Stuck on You.
Stuck on You, and there's also that other one with Matt Damon back. That's the one. Something about Matt Damon.
That's the one.
That's the one. Stuck on You.
Oh no, it can't be. It was a miniature one, where everybody's small.
That's downsizing.
Yeah, I think what it is it's just something about his face. It's just a bit like, I think it might be from watching Team America. It's just like Matt Damon.
True. I mean, I like him. I think he's very good. But yeah, it's they are two fairly decent films. I need to watch the McLaren thing.
I was just really, actually, getting back to that, I was really disappointed in how short it was. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, is this it? That's it? There were like 4 episodes. First one was like 45 minutes long. Second, third, and fourth were like 20 minutes long. I was like, what? And it went from the beginning of the season of them faffing about with the engine to then cutting all the way to the Singapore Grand Prix with them announcing that they were going to leave. And then that's it. It just ended. And I'm like, what?
Wow. Interesting. Well, I'll see for myself. But having said that, it is 100% more than any other team's done.
Oh yeah, but I mean, imagine if a team did that. Where, I mean, oh God, imagine a fly on the wall with like Red Bull during like the years with Webber and Vettel. That'd have been fucking shit hot to watch.
That would have been. It would have been good. That's for sure. I mean, it'd be good to be able to listen into the team radios all day long, but
yeah,
that would be. Unfortunately, well, won't be able to hear everybody all the time. Anyway, right, I think it's about time we bring this evening's show to an end. I'm knackered after doing this.
I'm really tired, mate. But I found myself like really tired. I think what it is I think I've just been starting early a lot more. So as soon as it's like 10 o'clock, it's like, oh my God, I should be asleep.
Yeah.
That's it.
What time did you turn up, James?
9. No, I usually start at 7:30.
Bloody hell.
But I bet for you, Steve, that's no.
I'm still awake at that time.
When I was your age,
I
were up the crack of dawn.
Every morning.
And a sister.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right. I reckon I should also. I'm not going to do it now, but I'm thinking over the course of the next few days, I might have to set you guys a video challenge. You know how I've done how a man cuts his hair?
Yep.
You two might have to come up with another how a man does and do a video.
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to, but it's something that you could think about, and whenever you think, okay, yeah, there's one I could do, you could do it, and you can send it to me, and I can get it ready for one of our podcasts. But it's something you can think. Whatever, don't do how a man has a shit. That one. We don't need that one, thank you. I know how a man has a shit. He grabs his phone, he goes in there, he either watches something on YouTube, plays a game, and we're in there for a long time. No,
I think I might actually do the proper way to shave.
Oh. You know, on the video I did, I was so tempted on one part to just stand there, look in the camera, turn on the hair clippers, and then sort of look down and pretend to do down below.
What do you mean pretend to do down low? You normally do down low afterwards anyway.
I've not done for a while. But I think the best part of that video, though, is the walking away. That made me laugh every time.
You just reminded me actually of something. And do you know when you get into the habit of trimming down below, and then you realise after a while how long it's been because your pubes have got longer than your beard.
It's not been that long.
I think I once left it a while and I thought, oh my god, it was like must have been about 3 inch long.
Longer than your melon.
Yeah, when I'm cold, yeah.
Oh dear. So yeah, I'm gonna want how a man does videos off you at some point, and we'll see what you can come up. and you're gonna have to rewatch my video as well to see if you can spot the bit where I banged my head.
I will watch it again.
But,
right, we need to finish before we get to 4 hours.
That would do. Okay, time to bring it to an end then. Make sure if you've enjoyed this podcast to like and subscribe and share if you wish to. If you're new listeners, thank you very much for listening in. Obviously we are an F1 podcast, but while F1 is not on, we are discussing many other things as well, and even when F1 does come back on, we'll still discuss other stuff as well. So we will on occasion do random stuff like HANDO. I'll probably find out that translate HANDO from English into Japanese probably means, I don't know, something like hand job or something. So if we get more views than usual on this one, we know why. But yeah, we will talk about other stuff as well, as you'll have seen throughout the course of this podcast. Okay guys, time to bring it to an end and say goodbye.
Hello.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Blah 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 blah.